Chapter 768. Infuriating. This was too infuriating. Chihu really wanted to curse. A minor heaven immortal, someone he could kill with a single glance, had attracted the protection of a genius disciple. What was this? Thunder Sound Temple, one of the holy lands in Western Paradise. There were many supreme techniques in Thunder Sound Temple, and Huineng was one of the best. He learned the 1,000-hand guanyin. Once he made his move, it would shake the heavens and earth. Among the younger generation, Huineng was quite famous. As the successor of the Inferno Emperor, Chihua had inherited the divine runes of the Inferno Emperor. He might not be afraid of Huineng, and it wouldn't be easy to defeat him. If there was no need, Chihua didn't want to fight with a monk from Thunder Sound Temple. His chances of winning weren't high, and he would be at a disadvantage. It was normal for both sides to be injured. Moreover, he wanted to enter Holy Sky Academy. It wouldn't be worth it if he got injured. Where did this minor heaven immortal come from? Even a genius from Thunder Sound Temple intervened. Chihua couldn't take back his words. If Huineng really wants to protect this brat, it will be a headache. Thunder Sound Temple's monk, don't you think you are meddling too much? Chihua said coldly. You can't always protect him. Huineng was very calm. I will definitely protect him. Why don't you give it a try? I also want to see how powerful the successor of the Inferno Emperor is. Chihua was very clear that if this continued, he wouldn't gain anything. Let's wait and see. Chihua didn't want to continue. He snorted coldly. Brat, if you are so capable, don't be alone for the rest of your life. As soon as Chihua left, the other two friends left one after the other. Su Feng came back to his senses. Brother Lin, this is my fault. Otherwise, Chihua wouldn't treat you like this. Lin Fei said, Actually, you don't need to mind. I won't blame you. After chatting with Lin Fei for a while, Su Feng left. He wanted to play down this matter and not let it continue. A minor heaven immortal came all the way to Saint Light City, and now even a genius from Thunder Sound Temple wanted to protect him. This was rare. At this moment, Lin Fei was filled with secrets. After Su Feng left, Lin Fei was at a loss. Lin Fei had an answer as to why the geniuses of the Thunder Temple protected him. Did Monk Wu ask you to come? Lin Fei went straight to the point. From the moment they arrived at the Divine Sky City, those who had dealings with monks were just useless monks who valued their divinity radiance. Other than that, there was nothing else. As long as one was not an idiot, they would be able to guess. Not bad. Huineng said calmly, From today onwards, I will protect you until the end of the selection. In the end, I will take you away from Divine Sky City and go to the small Western world. Your world should be there. Huineng's strength had also reached the golden immortal realm, especially when Su Feng said that he had mastered the Thunderclap Monastery's ultimate technique, the 1,000-armed guanyin. He seemed to be very wary. This made Lin Fei feel a certain degree of wariness. Is the Western Paradise really so good? Lin Fei casually asked. You are fated with the Buddha. The Western Paradise is your home. Huineng spoke in an old-fashioned manner. Damn, another brainwashed guy. Lin Fei said in disdain. Is it really good to be a monk? Lin Fei asked. Can I have women? Women are like beautiful skeletons. Lin Fei didn't want to say anything else. There was no point in talking to this guy. Then he would just change a place. On the plaza, Lin Fei walked one round before leaving. At the same time, he noticed that there were many stone tablets in the center of the plaza. They were all blank, indicating that they hadn't been crowned. Huineng, how much do you know about the stone tablets? In Saint Light City, Lin Fei didn't hope to shake Huineng off. Thus, he didn't go around in circles and allowed Huineng to follow behind him. At least he had a bodyguard, temporarily. More importantly, it was free. Such a good thing was rare. In every pure land there are kings. They have broken through the limit. Once they are crowned, They will have a chance to reach the Dharch realm in the future. Lin Fei listened. I thought that you monks only focused on cultivation and didn't care about the outside world. That's to say, as long as I break through the limit, Saint Light City will know, and I will have a chance to be crowned. Breaking through the limit is extremely difficult. There are very few kings in history. Huining said. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so few kings in Saint Light City. In the Holy Heavens Academy, those who are crowned kings have outstanding battle prowess. In the past, there were few kings who entered the Immortal King realm and stabilized the Holy Heavens Academy. Just like that, Lin Fei asked questions along the way. As long as it didn't involve any secrets, Huineng would tell him everything he knew. Lin Fei felt that Huineng had already treated him as a Western monk. Why are you so protective of me? You don't want to join the Holy Heaven Academy? Lin Fei probed when they were about to reach the entrance of the inn. Holy Heavens Academy? In my eyes, there's nothing great about it. Huineng said disapprovingly. I came to participate in the Holy Heavens Academy selection to challenge geniuses and defeat them one by one. I will travel thousands of miles and conquer the world. This is a good decision. Lin Fei smiled. However, if you want to protect me, I'm afraid you won't have a chance. No matter, in front of the big picture, small things can be put aside. Huineng said again. Lin Fei didn't ask anymore. Comparing notes with geniuses became a small matter. Protecting me became a big matter. Just because I have divinity radiance on me? Seems like I have to find a chance to slip away when the time comes. If I knew that Monk Wu wouldn't give up and arrange for genius disciples to join, I would have been more careful and wouldn't have come knocking on my door. Lin Fei sighed continuously. Big brother, it's that kid. Not far from the entrance of the inn, a few people rushed out with murderous intent and surrounded Lin Fei and Huineng. Lin Fei immediately recognized one of them. Wasn't it the burly man who was scared away by him back then? Looking at these people, it was obvious that they came back for revenge. I let you off the day before yesterday, and now you come back to die. You really don't learn from your mistakes. Lin Fei swaggered and ignored the few people in front of him. After that burly man left in a sorry state the day before yesterday, he felt more and more indignant. How could he be scared away by a heaven immortal? He had a stomach full of resentment. Later on, he joined a group and told the story, which led to the current scene. Stinking brat, what immortal tool did you use last time? Hand it over obediently and kneel on the ground to admit your mistake, and I will spare you. Li Shan shouted and said that the embarrassing scene was because the other party had an immortal tool on him to cover up his embarrassment. Ha ha ha, with just a few of you. Lin Fei laughed. Now listen up, hand over all your storage rings, and kneel on the ground. Otherwise Many people were watching at the entrance of the inn. A heaven immortal was too daring to challenge 5 or 6 Xian immortals. Go, take this brat down. Be careful of the immortal tool on him. The leader of the group waved his hand, and the others charged forward, intending to suppress Lin Fei. Monk Huineng, what are you waiting for? Lin Fei stood behind Monk Huineng. He had a free fighter, so why not use it? It was a waste to just leave him there, and it was good to pull some hatred. Roar! Monk Huineng was neither happy nor sad. Like an old monk in meditation, he opened his mouth, and the earth shook. Bang, bang, bang. The group of people surrounding them all exploded. Their flesh was a mess, and they were all heavily injured. Buddhist lions roar. I know who he is. He is Thunder Sound Temple's Monk Huineng. The scene was silent, and everyone was stunned. A golden immortal was helping a little celestial immortal? What the hell was going on? Could it be that this little heaven immortal had a great background? For a moment, they fell into speculation. Monk Huineng's roar had heavily injured them. If not for the power of Saint Light City, they would have died. This was not the first time Lin Fei had seen the lion's roar. This was the second time, and he could sense that the lion's roar was a technique that specialized in breaking the physical body. Lin Fei swaggered up from behind. I told you guys long ago, but you guys didn't listen. Xian Immortal Realm is nothing. In front of my senior brother, you guys are just a bunch of trash with less than 5 combat power. Senior brother? The group of people on the ground, including those at the entrance, all vomited blood. You should have said so earlier. Was there a need to trick them like this? If it was another place, they would have been tricked to death. Li Shan instantly felt countless murderous gazes land on him, wanting to tear him apart. He felt more wronged than anyone else. He didn't know that the other party had a senior brother, and a monk from Thunder Sound Temple at that. If he knew, he wouldn't have dared to come. A golden immortal fighting? He was courting death. Unfortunately, I gave you a chance, and you didn't know how to cherish it. Lin Fei walked up. To teach you a lesson, hand over your storage rings as compensation for offending Thunder Sound Temple. Despicable. So despicable. The people on the ground cursed in their hearts. They just wanted to help Li Shan get revenge. But they ended up in such a situation. Now that they knew that the other party was a genius from Thunder Sound Temple, they could only suffer in silence. Give, we will give. They were all heavily injured, but they didn't die because of the support of Saint Light City. If they didn't hand over their storage rings, who knew what this demon would do to them? Regret. They really regretted it to death. They took off their storage rings and wiped away their consciousness, turning them into ownerless storage rings. Lin Fei took them all and robbed them of everything, apart from leaving behind a set of celestial armors. It could be said that he had swept them clean. Speaking of which, these people had quite a number of treasures and immortal stones on them. For Lin Fei, even a mosquito's meat was meat. Seeing that you guys are so sincere, you guys can scram. If you meet me again, it won't be so simple. Lin Fei took the storage rings and put them in his own pocket. Monk Huineng probably wouldn't be interested in such trash, so he might as well take them himself. Chapter 769. What you want and what you want is a human weakness. With a weakness, you don't have to worry about not being able to grasp it. You, Lin Fei, are destined to become a dazzling genius in the Western small world. A strange expression flashed across Huineng's emotionless face and disappeared in the blink of an eye. The Thunder Sound Temple was a pure land in the Western world. There were countless Buddhas and ancient Buddhas. They naturally hoped that the Western world would expand and expand their influence. Receiving a genius from the human race was equivalent to losing a genius for the human race. In the long run, one could imagine what would happen. Huineng had been paying attention to Lin Fei from the start. There was indeed a divine radiance hidden in his body. Just like what the envoy said, the more he wanted to receive Lin Fei, the more he couldn't let Lin Fei join the Holy Sky Academy. Just like what Huineng said, receiving a genius from the Western world was a big deal. Sparring in the martial path became a small matter, and there was no need to worry about it. Lin Fei calling him senior brother was to Huineng's liking. If there were no accidents, Lin Fei would definitely be able to join the Thunder Sound Temple and become one of them. Calling him senior brother was also very fitting. Huineng was even more assured from Lin Fei's greedy actions. Humans couldn't be as perfect as saints. As long as one had a weakness, everything would be easy. Lin Fei was greedy for money and treasures. Huineng wasn't angry at all. To him, money was just a worldly possession and there was no need to care about it. The Thunder Sound Temple was a pure land with a deep foundation. Cultivation resources were just a small problem. Just a few items were enough to suppress Lin Fei. Lin Fei didn't know that his actions were a good thing in Huineng's eyes. 3 days passed in a flash. There were 10,000 people participating in the competition in Holy Light City. They were geniuses from various clans and sections. It could be said that all the contestants in Holy Light City had come here after a round of competition. They were all strong. An unprecedented battle was about to begin. When the first ray of sunlight shone on Holy Light City, the exciting moment arrived. The final battle was about to begin. Those who were meditating or resting with their eyes closed all came out of the inns and appeared on the streets. At a glance, everyone was brimming with fighting spirit. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. 3 middle-aged men appeared in the sky above Holy Light City. They were the 3 people who had appeared in Divine Sky City before, 2 men and 1 woman. One of them was Elder Mingfei, who had made the announcement. The number of disciples this year is more than several times that of the previous batch. That alluring woman was extremely flirtatious. Her heart swayed, and she lightly laughed. I believe that there will be a few geniuses. If there are king-ranked geniuses, we will also be able to gain some glory when we return. Junior sister, there's hope if a few exceptional geniuses emerge. However, it won't be easy for a king-conferred genius to appear. In the past 300 years, our Holy Heaven Academy has only produced a single king-conferred genius, Elder Mingfei said. I've heard that there are quite a few geniuses participating in the selection this time around, especially the successors of great sovereigns. There's still a chance for a king to appear. After all, the successors of great sovereigns aren't ordinary. The 3 outer sect elders of the Holy Heavens Academy were personally selecting the candidates. Naturally, they didn't want to lose face. In their hearts, they still hoped that a conferred king genius would emerge. Begin. After the 3 of them chatted, Elder Ming said, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The sky was filled with arrow lights. They were as resplendent as fireworks as they flew out and filled the sky. Every arrow light appeared in front of the contestants below and turned into a feather. Being able to control the technique to such an extent was already the limit. What's this? There's a number on it. Mine is 30. Are we going to fight for points? Those with sharp eyes immediately noticed the difference. Lin Fei also noticed that the number beside him was 7,007, a very low number. He wasn't in a hurry and quietly waited for their reply. Everyone should be able to see that there's a number recorded on every feather, Elder Ming said. That's your natal number. What you need to do next is to collect the numbers on it. For example, your number 1. Next, you need to collect the numbers that end with 1. Everyone suddenly came to a realization. So that's what's going on, and it's not the number they imagined. You will have 5 days to collect the feather. Those who collect the feather and reach the top 500 will be able to become outer court disciples of Divine Heaven's Academy. Those who are in the top 10 will be qualified to enter the inner court and become an inner court substitute disciple, a chance to ascend to the heavens in a single step. Elder Ming continued, Here, there's a need to remind you that ferocious beasts and immortal beasts are gathering outside Sacred Light City. If you're not careful, you might die outside. Once you encounter danger, you can activate the feather and directly teleport yourself to Sacred Light City. That would also mean that you've lost your qualification. Everything that needs to be said has been said, clearly. The enchanting woman smiled. After 10 breaths of time, the feather will automatically teleport you out. I wish you all good luck. They didn't listen to the latter part of the words. They were all attracted by the qualification to become an inner court substitute disciple. There were many disciples in Divine Heaven's Academy. Many genius disciples would stop at outer court disciples for their entire lives, and very few would be able to enter the inner court. Becoming an inner court substitute disciple was no less than a pie that fell from the sky. It was truly a chance to ascend to the heavens in a single step. All the contestants were tempted. Humph, humph. The qualification to become an inner court disciple will definitely be mine. Whoever dares to block my path will be killed without mercy. All the living beings and ferocious beasts let out bloodthirsty gazes. They were excited as if they had been injected with chicken blood. It was as if they had already included the 10 qualifications into their list. Great, I can finally get rid of this monk. To a certain someone, he finally heard a sentence that he was satisfied with. Ever since monk Hui Neng became a bodyguard, they had been inseparable. Lin Fei was extremely depressed. He had been pondering on how to get rid of this fellow when the time came. The words of the three elders were simply too heartwarming. Lin Fei nearly burst out laughing. Monk Huineng subconsciously frowned and took out a jade strip. This is the ranking of the geniuses participating in this competition. Keep it well. If you encounter them, run as far as you can. Ranking? Lin Fei really didn't know. In the past 3 days, other than the last day, he had been staying in the inn. He was completely unaware of this. It's just a simple ranking competition. Lin Fei took the jade strip. A simple ranking competition was also a form of understanding. May I know senior brother's ranking? 15th. Lin Fei took in a breath of cold air. Chapter 770. Lin Fei secretly heaved a sigh of relief. A big trouble was avoided. In the ranking board, Huineng was ranked 15th. Even if there was some exaggeration, it wouldn't be too far off. It wasn't an easy task to leave under the other party's eyes. Lin Fei couldn't help but be concerned. But before Lin Fei could feel happy for a moment, Monk Huineng's words were no different than pouring a bucket of cold water on him, and his excitement vanished along with it. This time, the Holy Heaven Academy is selecting disciples. There will be many experts. For safety's sake, I specially prepared this for you. Huineng instantly made a series of mysterious seals, which were sent into Lin Fei's body. Lin Fei couldn't even block it in time. Buddha runes danced around his body, moving up and down. In the end, all of them entered his body. Senior brother, what are you doing? Lin Fei suppressed his anger and pointed at the Buddha runes on his hand. Junior brother, don't worry. Huineng said, this is a divine ability of our Lane Temple. It's called Heaven and Earth Vision. Ferocious beasts gather outside Holy Light City. After teleporting out, as long as you are within 1,000,000 miles, I can quickly find you and ensure your safety. Lin Fei almost vomited blood. Damn it, this bald donkey is so sinister. He must have told Wu De that old bald donkey. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so careful. It's obvious that he doesn't want me to leave. Thank you for your concern, senior brother. Lin Fei was listless. Such a reaction was naturally seen by Huineng. Just as Lin Fei thought, Huineng learned from Wu De that Lin Fei was very cunning. He had to be on his guard. Otherwise, he would slip away in the blink of an eye. Therefore, Huineng planted a seed in Lin Fei's body. He could find traces of the other party within 1,000,000 miles. Even though Holy Light City was huge and 1,000,000 miles was nothing, Huineng didn't say that he could find the other party's location within 1,000,000 miles. Beyond 1,000,000 miles, he could vaguely determine the other party's location. It could be said that after planting the seed, it was foolproof. Huineng didn't have to worry that the other party would escape from his control. If Lin Fei was the prey, then Huineng himself was the most outstanding hunter. No matter how smart the prey was, it was always within his control. Hua, 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 ripples spread out across the huge Holy Light City, and the floating feathers wrapped around the people, causing them to disappear from Holy Light City. One after another, the participants were teleported out. He's here. Soon, the feather released its power, enveloped Lin Fei, and teleported him out. The speed of the teleportation was very fast. In less than the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, the originally bustling Holy Light City suddenly quietened down. It was empty just like 3 days ago. *CK. I actually got teleported into a group of beasts. I was almost done for. Not long after, a miserable figure appeared in Holy Light City, bleeding profusely, cursing, and swearing. It turned out that just now, when this guy was teleported out, he ended up in a swamp. In that swamp, there were groups of ferocious beasts, forming a colony. This person was immediately surrounded by ferocious beasts. Even though he used all his techniques, he was still faced with countless beasts. He had no choice but to use his tail feather to return. His luck was exceptionally bad. In the blink of an eye, another young man returned. He was covered in injuries, and it seemed like he was the same as the previous one. He had been surrounded by ferocious beasts. It was already not bad for him to return alive. It's been 30 years. The ferocious beasts outside have become much stronger. Elder Mingfei laughed. I wonder how many geniuses will fall this time. The outside of Holy Light City is getting more and more dangerous every year. The alluring woman said. Junior Sister Yenyu, you can't say that. Holy Light City only opens once every 30 years. If they are lucky, they can even obtain natural treasures. Such benefits are rare, and it's normal to have some risks. Ha ha ha, that's right. Risk comes with danger. It all depends on their luck. Elder Mingfei said. It's been a long time since we've been so relaxed. Why don't we have some tea and wait for the results? Lin Fei was enveloped by a power and teleported out, tearing open the void. Seems like my luck is not bad. At least I didn't end up in a group of ferocious beasts. The moment Lin Fei came out, the sounds of birds chirping could be heard. He was in a forest, and he released his divine sense. There were no ferocious beasts in the surroundings. He could be considered lucky. Damn bald donkey. He installed a tracking system on me. I must wipe it out. Lin Fei's thoughts returned to this matter. It wasn't easy to shake them off. I can't possibly continue to be targeted. Lin Fei had a terrible impression of the Western world. They looked dignified on the surface, but in reality, they were full of evil tricks. They wanted him to go to the Western world to be a monk. Damn, they were preparing to brainwash him. Let me sense where the seed is. Lin Fei used his spiritual sense to check, and indeed, he saw a little monk sitting cross-legged at the dantian. There was a third-grade lotus platform spinning continuously under him. He looked exactly the same as Monk Huineng, except that one was slightly bigger and the other was slightly smaller. There was no difference. Heaven and earth divine fire, burn. Lin Fei guided the heaven and earth divine fire and injected it into his body. A fire dragon spiraled in his body, crackling everywhere it passed. You can still block it? When the heaven and earth divine fire tried to disperse the small Buddha, the Buddha's light shone. It was boundless, trying to tame the fire dragon and make it a protective god beast. Lin Fei was immediately enraged. How could he not be able to suppress a small Buddha? Again, the fire dragon danced and kept colliding. Seeing that one was not enough, Lin Fei attracted another 8 fire dragons. A total of 9 fire dragons kept attacking. The Buddha's light kept weakening, and its resistance was not as strong as before. The 9 fire dragons charged down and tore the Buddha into pieces. I'm safe now. Lin Fei used the fire dragons to move up and down, shattering the Buddha's light and making it disappear into nothingness. He used his divine sense to check and finally relaxed. He turned around and left. It disappeared. Monk Huineng, who came in later, used his divine ability to search for traces of Lin Fei. He was 1,000,000 miles away, and he could barely pinpoint his location. After a while, Huineng exclaimed. He frowned and stopped. The divine ability was interrupted, and the seed he left behind disappeared. Lin Fei is indeed cunning. He destroyed the seed I left behind so quickly. Huineng thought, no wonder the guide told me to pay attention to this Lin Fei. I didn't expect him to still escape. The seed he left behind contained the Buddha's light, and it was very difficult to break it. However, the other party destroyed it in a few seconds. There was indeed a way. A prey will always be a prey. It can never escape from the hunter. Zhang, don't you want to join the Holy Heaven Academy? I won't let you get what you want. Huineng laughed coldly. Roar, roar, roar. In the mountains, the roars were endless, and the powerful existences were awakened one by one. The destructive aura swept through the entire holy light space. F***CK. How many ferocious beasts are there in this holy light space? Lin Fei flew at his maximum speed. The terrifying aura that filled the sky was like many powerful and invincible existences, watching everyone's every move. On second thought, Lin Fei felt relieved. There should be many powerful, ferocious beasts living in the holy light space. I can use them to hatch the 12 generals. Lin Fei thought, these powerful, ferocious beasts can also help me advance to the Xian immortal level and expand my celestial force storage. Whoosh! A group of figures the size of a small mountain appeared. Dust flew everywhere, and the birds and beasts were startled. Giant flying apes, extremely powerful. They can split mountains and rocks. One of them is equivalent to a Xian immortal. Even a golden immortal would have to turn around and run away with dozens of them. Lin Fei took a closer look and recognized the group. They were the terrifying giant flying apes. Good timing. Lin Fei lacked experience in leveling up, so he could use them as an example. His god-fiend body was at the second refinement stage, so he could withstand their attacks. The might of an emperor. Lin Fei had 2 kinds of aura. One was the emperor's aura from the insect queen, and the other was the godly emperor's aura. As soon as the emperor's aura was unleashed, a phantom of an emperor appeared on top of Lin Fei's head. Behind him, thousands of miles of mountains and rivers, worshipped by tens of thousands of people, were all under his control. The mountains and rivers were augmented with the emperor's aura, and it rolled forward. Roar! The giant flying apes were not only powerful, but their speed was also shocking. As soon as the emperor's aura was unleashed, the giant flying apes stopped moving. They were in a suppressed state and were obviously much slower. If there were 10 before, there were only 5 left now, which was half the suppression. Great! The emperor's aura contains a trace of divinity, which can suppress speed. If the godly emperor's aura is unleashed, won't they be at my mercy? Lin Fei laughed. The divine sword in his hand flew out, and the sword intent flew out like raindrops. The giant flying apes were violent. Seeing that they were being suppressed, they roared and pounced from all directions. The powerful force tore the void apart, and astral winds howled, courting death. The rain of sword intent smashed on the giant flying apes, and they were sent flying one after another. The huge mountain was mostly destroyed, not dead. Lin Fei's sword intent inherited invincibility and charged forward bravely. When activated, it could even kill mystic immortals. Yet, it couldn't kill the giant flying apes. What a monster! Lin Fei finally understood why the giant flying apes could make golden immortals flee. Even with such strength, it couldn't kill the giant flying apes, let alone them. Whoosh, 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 under the powerful sword intent, sand and pebbles flew, and the sword intent filled the air, intertwining. The giant flying apes could withstand the first attack, but they couldn't withstand the second. Heavily injured, they were all killed by Lin Fei. Blood flowed like a river, and the experience points for leveling up increased continuously. Under the suppression of the emperor's aura, Lin Fei's speed was pushed to the limit. Other than a few giant flying apes that escaped, the rest died under Lin Fei's sword. 68 giant flying apes. Lin Fei's surroundings were in a mess. Under the sword intent, there wasn't a single place that was unscathed. We're fine. A sky full of divine flames flew out, wrapping around the corpses and refining them. An endless amount of energy was injected, and the immortal force from before was expended. Suddenly, the heaven and earth smelt emitted an unparalleled will. This was something that had never happened before. Could it be that the heaven and earth smelt has changed? Ever since he cultivated this ultimate art, the heaven and earth smelt had been improving, and he didn't know when it would stop. Chapter 771. P.S. Thanks to Zero Feng Yuan Zero for the tip. There's actually a movement at this time. Lin Fei was shocked, but it was soon replaced by joy. The heaven and earth smelt's sudden change was simply too good. It was definitely good news. The Holy Heaven Academy selection, the great sovereign successor, each of them a dragon among men, a heaven's pride and extraordinary. It would be a lie if Lin Fei didn't feel any pressure. The heaven and earth smelts movement was definitely good news for Lin Fei. Ever since he started cultivating this absolute art, Lin Fei knew that such a day would come, but he didn't expect it to come so quickly. Lin Fei flew down from the sky. He wanted to enter the divine fire space, but he couldn't, so he found another place. Hot! Just as he landed, huge waves of fire came crashing down like the ocean, drowning Lin Fei within. Crack, 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 crack. The second transformation god-demon body, under this blazing aura, cracked open like a spider's web, covering his entire body. Fresh blood flowed out, evaporating completely. Damn it! What is the heaven and earth smelt going to do? Lin Fei cried out, "If this goes on, I won't be able to take it anymore." The pain that penetrated deep into his soul came wave after wave. Pain that he had never felt before. Lin Fei's face was twisted, and his veins popped out, covering his entire body. The immortal armor that he had plundered was torn apart, no longer existing. His long hair fluttered in the wind. It's going to fuse with me. Lin Fei gritted his teeth, enduring the crazy burning intent brought by the heaven and earth smelt. From the inside out, he instantly became a flaming man. Volcanoes and fire cheilants swam around his body. Fuse! Lin Fei definitely didn't expect that the heaven and earth smelt would fuse with him. It was simply too unbelievable. Wave after wave of burning intent. Lin Fei was like a lone boat in the ocean, about to be drowned at any moment. Damn it, I'm going to die. Lin Fei tried his best to hold on. He was afraid that if he couldn't hold on, the divine fire would backfire and he would be obliterated by it. Danger, absolute danger. Lin Fei felt something fuse with his flesh and blood. The most obvious thing was that his second cycle god-fiend body had improved under the divine fire's cleansing. The divine fire can cleanse the body? Improve my second god-fiend body? This was something Lin Fei did not expect. I'll endure. This way, Lin Fei seemed to see the light. If he persisted for another breath, his god-fiend body would improve, saving him a lot of trouble. Ha ha ha! I didn't expect there to be someone here. Just as Lin Fei was wholeheartedly resisting the burning will of the divine flame, two figures descended from the sky and appeared not far away with shock on their faces. Big Brother Wang, do you think he's possessed by the devil and is burning with the fire of his heart? A short young man asked the person beside him. The middle-aged man that was addressed as Big Brother Wang revealed a delighted expression. Ha ha ha, our luck isn't bad. We've encountered a person that's burning with the inner fire. Self-immolation? I was obviously merging with the heaven and earth smelt. Lin Fei's eyes flashed, and he seemed to understand something in that instant. Big Brother Wang, let me chop him up and see what number his feathers are. The short young man charged over with a sinister smile. He held a long saber in his hand that radiated cold light. A phantom appeared on the saber's body, and a sinister wind blew, accompanied by the wailing of ghosts and the howling of wolves. It was the phantom of the netherworld hell. Everything within a perimeter was engulfed in the saber intent. Poof, 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 rocks and trees shattered. Congratulations, Brother Goe. You've cultivated the netherworld saber technique to the greater mastery realm. You haven't even drawn your saber yet, and you're already panicking at the slightest sound. This 4-point saber intent is incomparably terrifying and can kill gods and ghosts. For points of saber intent, Lin Fei resisted the burning while brought by the divine fire head-on. He clearly did not take the two mystic immortals in front of him seriously. When the other party drew his saber and saber intent surged out, Lin Fei could feel the strength of the other party. It was far stronger than the mystic immortals he killed previously. The one in front of him could easily wipe out 100, no, 500 mystic immortals. In the North region, there are many geniuses. Among the mystic immortals, there are different levels. The ones I saw previously were just nameless people who came to participate in the selection of the Elysium Academy. These disciples are the true geniuses. They are almost invincible among those of the same level. Lin Fei understood. He seemed to understand how powerful the 15 that monk Huining mentioned was. He was probably more than 100 times stronger than the person in front of him. Big Brother Wang, you flatter me. My 4 points of saber intent is nothing, but it's enough to kill opponents of the same level. Brother Gui said so, but his face was still somewhat proud. In our heavenly realm, those of the same level who haven't cultivated the intent realm are all trash. I'll kill them with 1 slash. Go to hell, kid. Brother Gui shouted and slashed down with his saber. The netherworld hell, the 9 heavens and 10 earths, the forest hell on earth, the air was obliterated and there was dead silence. For points of saber intent, it's actually so strong with the help of immortal power. The sharp edge swept through the surroundings. Lin Fei, who had the second transformation God-fiend body, experienced the deathly silent saber intent. The attack of light intent realm was enough to suppress the opponent. Lin Fei was the one who truly understood the heavenly realm immortals. He felt an inexplicable pressure. I wonder how many points of my invincible sword intent are. A cold light flashed in Lin Fei's eyes. Whoosh! Without waiting for Lin Fei to think, the divine fire that covered his body turned into a huge red sun. Rays of light filled the sky. The Azura Hell intent realm was instantly roasted and no longer existed. The deathly silent aura was reduced to ashes. You have some ability to block my netherworld intent realm. Brother Gui was surprised that a little heavenly immortal could block his intent realm. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. A few more huge fireballs flew out from Lin Fei's body and turned into a supreme red sun. The scorching aura caused the grass and trees within the radius to wither and die. Sand and stones flew everywhere and exploded one by one. The ground exploded. It's so hot. Could it be the intent realm of fire? As mystic immortals, the two were invulnerable and impervious to fire and water. But when they felt the endless heat emanating from their bodies, their expressions changed drastically. This kid has some tricks up his sleeve. Quick, kill him. The two realized something was wrong. They had never felt like they were being roasted by fire since they became mystic immortals. I'll kill you on the road to the netherworld. Wolf roaming the world. The two attacked. Each of them had an intent realm and manifested their own intent realm aura. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The red sun exploded in the sky. The sea of fire was like a mountain. The mountains rose and fell endlessly. Boom! The crimson sun exploded, causing a mysterious aura to spread into the surroundings. First, Brother Gui's body suddenly burst with divine fire and enveloped him. His flesh and blood gradually melted under the divine fire, and a clear stream entered Lin Fei's body. Demonic art. Brother Wang jumped in fright. The divine fire suddenly engulfed his entire body. The immortal armor's smile instantly disappeared, and he quickly followed in his opponent's footsteps. That fire just now. Chapter 772. P.S. Thanks to Bright Digital for the tip. Bright flames danced in the air. That godly fire killed them just like that. Lin Fei was quite surprised. He could not help but ponder. This was different from usual. Something was wrong. Normally, when Lin Fei injured people, the divine flame would refine them. It was a very simple method, but the method Lin Fei had just used didn't seem to be from the outside in, but from the inside out. It was a completely different method. That was strange. Lin Fei was the clearest about this, so there was no way he was wrong. What happened just now? Lin Fei thought to himself as he tried to recall. When the two Xian immortal prodigies were about to attack, the godly fire came out from the inside out and melted them instantly. It was impossible to guard against. Could it be that the heaven and earth furnace evolved and the godly fire changed? If it was really from the inside out, wouldn't it be formless and colorless? Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. Before he could really think about it, the intense pain came again. Every part of his body was burning. Lin Fei decided to endure this first. As for the rest, he would understand when the time came. Just like that, Lin Fei reined in his thoughts and wholeheartedly resisted. The painful tempering caused his second cycle god-demon body to improve bit by bit. An hour later, Lin Fei's surroundings had been reduced to ashes. It was too horrible to look at. Fortunately, Lin Fei's luck was not bad. Other than the two who passed by, no one else passed by this place. This was the only thing to be thankful for. Huff! The godly fire finally extinguished and entered Lin Fei's body. At this time he was a naked person. The heaven-grade immortal armor had long been burned. Lin Fei woke up and immediately took out his 9 dragons' immortal armor and put it on again. Hua hua hua! Using his immortal power, the wounds on the second transformation godly demon body healed quickly. There were no signs of injury. Mother of asterisk her, I finally made it. Lin Fei did not know how he had withstood it. He suspected that after his primordial spirit fused with the insect queen, his endurance had increased imperceptibly. Otherwise, just the burning alone would have destroyed his soul. The divine flame space disappeared. Lin Fei prepared to enter the divine flame space, but suddenly discovered that he had disappeared. His heart sank. This was not good. To Lin Fei, the divine flame space was extremely useful. It was a world of its own, and in this world he was an invincible king, a god descending from the heavens. Having lost the divine flame space, Lin Fei was naturally extremely displeased. How could this be? Lin Fei tried several times, but the divine flame space disappeared without a trace. No matter how he tried to sense it, it just disappeared without a trace. Damn it! Lin Fei couldn't help but curse. A moment later, Lin Fei's restless heart calmed down, as if he had comprehended something. Seems like I've been relying too much on external objects. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. Relying on external objects all the time isn't good for training. The disappearance of the divine flame space might not be a bad thing. Who knows, it might be a good thing. With that thought, Lin Fei was relieved. Just at this moment, a large amount of information appeared in his mind out of nowhere, as though it had landed on him from the unseen world. Even Lin Fei was surprised, not knowing how it had appeared. Could it be that thing that appeared at the beginning of the fusion? Lin Fei recalled, and his heart settled. That must be it. Lin Fei hurried to check it out. He believed that there should be something he needed in this information. What he wanted to know the most right now was where the heaven and earth smelt had gone, and why couldn't he sense it anymore? If it had really disappeared, that would be a huge loss. The heaven and earth smelt could increase immortal energy continuously. Even if it was a long river, it could still be filled with time. But if it was lost, the impact would be huge. Immortal energy could only be absorbed normally or consumed immortal pills. It couldn't be compared to the heaven and earth smelt at all. This was what Lin Fei cared about the most. He couldn't afford to lose it. The moment Lin Fei checked, he immediately let out a cry of surprise. His brows furrowed, and his lips curled into a smile. No one knew what was going on. Ha ha ha. So there's such a good thing. After 10 breaths, Lin Fei laughed out loud. That was a sound of excitement. So, I've become one with the heaven and earth smelt. Does that mean I've become neither fish nor fowl? Lin Fei muttered to himself. What's the point of thinking so much? After fusing with the heaven and earth smelt, it's even more convenient. Come out. With a thought, a fist-sized volcano flew out of Lin Fei's body. Rolling lava spewed out continuously, filled with a scorching aura. Thick smoke billowed nonstop. This volcano had truly fused with Lin Fei, and it had a unique refining ability. As long as I advance to the Xian immortal realm, the volcano will split into 2. The heaven and earth smelt can also enter the void and refine the body of a ferocious beast. It's formless and colorless. Other than myself, no one else can see it. Lin Fei looked at the volcano. Under the rolling lava, there was a terrifying aura. It was as if everything in the world could be refined at any time if it fell into the volcano. In that case, as long as I put in more effort, I can advance to the Xian immortal realm in this space and open up to heaven and earth smelt. Lin Fei muttered to himself, when I fuse with the heaven and earth smelt, not only can I be released, my body is also a part of the heaven and earth smelt. Lin Fei kept the heaven and earth smelt. Instantly he felt a bloodline connection. It was as if the heaven and earth smelt had become a part of him. Hua, hua, hua. Lin Fei stretched out his palm. A black whirlpool appeared in the center of his palm, emitting a scorching aura. The air above the whirlpool was instantly evaporated into nothingness. Ha ha ha, this is great. This is not inferior to the star, absorbing great skill. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. Then I'll be invincible in close combat in the future. No matter how strong you are, I'll exhaust your immortal energy. Let's see how you're going to be awesome then. The benefits of fusing with the heaven and earth smelt were obviously beyond Lin Fei's imagination. A divine-grade cultivation technique is indeed a divine-grade cultivation technique. Lin Fei knew that he had hit the jackpot. Oh, right, the information also said that this cultivation technique is unique in the world. As long as someone within 10 li of me is ignited, it will automatically burn. It can kill without leaving a trace. Even if it can't kill, it can severely injure the opponent. Although the divine flame space had disappeared, to Lin Fei, the benefits were not any less than before. Anger, jealousy, and envy are all invisible flames of the heart. As long as there is a flame of the heart, it will be controlled by the divine flame. It's really too overbearing. Unless the person is a saint, there will be a flame of the heart in everyone's heart. No wonder those 2 Xian immortals were burned to death from the inside out. The divine flame can control the flame of the heart, killing without leaving a trace. Lin Fei thought to himself. Soon, Lin Fei finished reading the information. After trying it once, he realized how heaven-defying this divine-grade cultivation technique was. Before this, he could only refine it passively. Now that he had truly fused with it, he knew how terrifying it was. It should be said that the heaven and earth smelt, this divine-grade cultivation technique, was truly displaying its miraculous effects from now on. The heaven and earth smelt changed at this time. Originally, I was still at a disadvantage in this competition, but from today onwards, I, Lin Fei, have a real advantage. Lin Fei was very clear about the heaven-defying effects of this divine, grade cultivation technique. After calming himself down, Lin Fei felt his mind relax. His state of mind became tranquil along with his surroundings. There's still feathers? I thought they were burned. In the pitch-black land around him, the 2 feathers gathered together and resisted the burning of the divine flame. They were still shining brightly. Lin Fei stretched out his hand, and the 2 feathers flew over and landed on his hand. One is 78, the other is 1001. It's a pity that they are useless to me. I want the tail number of 7. It's useless to me, but it might be useful to others. The 2 feathers were of extraordinary quality and could not be destroyed. Lin Fei kept them in his storage ring. If he met someone in the future, he might be able to exchange them. It was a mutually beneficial matter. Oh, right. The information also said that the divine flame can refine ferocious beasts to obtain the strength-replenishing divine pellet. I wonder if it's true. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. I'll find a ferocious beast to test it out first. Lin Fei released his divine sense and quickly found a cave. Inside the cave, there were huge skeletons like mountains. Obviously, it was an extraordinary, ferocious beast that was buried here. Whoosh! Lin Fei quickly entered the cave. A violent aura reverberated in the cave, and a fishy smell assaulted his senses. A profound, immortal, ferocious beast was not too big of a problem. Kill! Lin Fei killed his way into the cave. There lived a heavenly scorpion, which could create a heavenly cave to trap people and turn them into food. To deal with such a tyrannical, ferocious beast, Lin Fei directly used the divine flame to suppress the poisonous mist of the heavenly cave scorpion. Using the 7 styles of swift sword, he constantly broke through the sturdy defense. Die. Lin Fei took out the heaven and earth smelt and dug in through the wound, starting to refine this heavenly cave scorpion. The ferocious-looking scorpion struggled, causing the entire cave to collapse. This is the strength replenishing divine pellet. After refining this scorpion, a brown pellet appeared in Lin Fei's hands. No, it should be said that this was a divine pellet. It shone with a resplendent divine light. This was the special effect of the heaven and earth smelt, a divine skill. A divine pellet is indeed a divine pellet. Its appearance is simply too good. It simply beats all the other divine pellets. Lin Fei swallowed his saliva. With the divine pellet in hand, Lin Fei's appetite was whetted. Let's talk after eating. Lin Fei swallowed the divine pellet in a single mouthful. It melted in his mouth and was incomparably fragrant. A warm current flowed into his body and spread out in all directions. My strength has really increased. Lin Fei's eyes lit up as he swallowed the divine pellet. This divine pellet increased his strength by 100,000 jin. This strength did not rely on immortal energy, but the strength of his physical body. A single divine pellet increased his strength by 100,000 jin. How could he not be surprised? Chapter 773. Holy Light City. 3 outer sect elders of the Holy Heavens Academy were currently paying attention to the upcoming selection. In a huge mansion, there were fake mountains and flowing water. Hundreds of flowers bloomed. Auspicious clouds filled the sky, and immortal beasts roamed freely. This was a temporary resting place in Holy Light City. Everywhere was filled with a flourishing and luxurious aura. The 3 outer sect elders sat around a white stone table. The stone table was extraordinary, luxurious, and priceless. Duanmu Ye, one of the geniuses of the Duanmu family. This time, he has a good chance of getting into the top 10. Yun Yen took a sip of immortal tea. I have high hopes for him. It turned out that a light screen had appeared in front of them, allowing them to see the progress outside Holy Light City. Junior sister, I don't think so. Ming Fei shook his head. The light screen changed, showing another scene. Duanmu Yi, comprehending the fist art intent, reaching 60%. He has also cultivated the god ghost weeping fist to the major completion realm. His martial art is of the lower divine rank. However, he might not be able to withstand a powerful opponent. Senior brother has high hopes for the number 1 ranked Xiao Shan. In the light screen, a young man with shoulder-length hair appeared. He looked like a ferocious beast running in the forest. When a peak, profound, immortal, ferocious beast appeared, the young man rushed up and punched the ferocious beast, sending it flying into the sky. From the beginning to the end, there was not a single trace of immortal energy on the young man's body. Innate divine strength. I think this Qiu Shan's divine strength has already reached the strength of 1 dragon. Ying Sheng stroked his chin. In addition, he cultivates an earth cultivation technique and comprehended 60% earth intent. He is extremely domineering in both offense and defense. Elder Mingfei smiled. That's right. Once a person with innate divine strength reaches the strength of 1 dragon, it will reach 50 million jin of strength. No immortal's body can withstand it. This Qiu Shan even has the chance to be crowned king, surpassing the previous divine power king. Rumor has it that his strength is 2 dragons. That year he swept through all the contestants, killing countless of them. So terrifying. Both Yingxing and Yin Yan were shocked. As golden immortals, their physical strength was only a few 100,000 gene. Anyone would be afraid of 50 million gene of pure physical strength. At this moment, they finally understood why Mingfei valued Qiushan so much. He was born with the strength of one dragon and was the true number one among the 10,000 contestants. The others are also not bad, such as Baoji, Sangshan, Nishang Fairy, and so on. I'm really looking forward to this year's selection. In a forest, the 5 of them were gathered together, and one of them was sitting cross-legged without moving. He was not in a hurry, as if he was waiting for something. Coming. Suddenly, the person who was sitting cross-legged sat up, and a look of joy appeared on his face. Whoosh! Whoosh! In an instant, the 5 of them disappeared into the void, leaving no trace of their auras behind. Very soon, the 2 of them appeared and rushed forward. As soon as they entered this area, the inescapable net suddenly descended. Kill! 5 people slaughtered their way out from the void. An immortal artifact was activated, trapping them. Even though it was only 3 breaths of time, it was enough for them to deal with everything. Brother Long, your immortal artifact is really useful. The 2 corpses on the ground were still unwilling to accept their deaths. It was as if they had not expected to be beheaded so easily. Humph! Is there even a need to ask? This immortal artifact of yours truly is called Eternal Instant. It was forged by a great artifact refiner to imitate the supreme technique of that eternal Grand Emperor, said the one addressed as Brother Long smugly. The others nodded and bowed. As long as anyone is surrounded by us and encounters Brother Long's immortal artifact, we can imprison them and kill them as easily as flipping our palms. Quick, look at how many feathers these 2 guys have. It turned out that these 5 people had joined forces, and each of them displayed their own advantages to kill the various immortals. In just one day, they had already killed 100 people. Brother Long, these are the feathers ending in 2. There are a total of 12 feathers. Brother Dragon accepted it without hesitation. Because his tail number was 1, he needed a tail number 2. Among the 5 people, he was the one who contributed the most. The others didn't have any objections. Originally, there was a tail number 2, but he was directly killed by him. You guys hand over your feathers. Just as they were dividing up the feathers, a voice entered their ears. Who is it? They grabbed all the feathers and saw a young man. But when they saw his strength, they all laughed. Ha ha ha, a little heaven immortal. You're too bold. How dare you extort us? I'll cut you in half. One of them laughed sinisterly and chopped down. Kacha! The other party punched out and smashed the saber. First, it cracked and shattered. Burn! Boom! 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 The 5 of them were instantly turned into flaming men. Their flesh and blood were constantly melting, causing them to be shocked. Lin Fei strode forward and stabbed the throat of the first person. With a flash of sword light, the head flew off. In just a few breaths, the 5 of them were all dead. Lin Fei did not feel any pressure at all. He took out the volcano and refined them one by one. As long as I catch them off guard, no one will be my match. After fusing with the heaven and earth furnace, Lin Fei had killed everyone, be it ferocious beasts or immortal beasts. They were all leveling up tools. Not bad. There are more than 50 feathers, ending with 7. Lin Fei smiled and kept the rest of the feathers. Immortal artifact, eternal instant. Lin Fei picked up the immortal artifact on the ground. It turned out to be a low-grade immortal artifact. It contained a divine ability that could imprison people. The effect is not bad. I can use it. After putting away the immortal artifacts, Lin Fei proceeded forward once more. However, after taking a few steps, he stopped once more, and a smile appeared on his face. You're finally here. His gaze pierced through the surroundings. Junior brother, why aren't you moving? Could it be that you know that I'm here and can't leave? A majestic and solemn aura appeared. a figure appeared in the forest. As soon as this person appeared, the surrounding area was filled with a peaceful aura. The wind seemed to have stopped, and the swaying leaves also quietened down. The moment monk Huineng stood there, everything changed. With him as the center, Buddhist light radiated out. At this moment, Huineng had become a Buddha. He controlled everything. Even if the other party was a slippery kid, he was still in control. This Huineng doesn't have any heart fire? When he saw monk Huineng, Lin Fei thought that he would be furious. However, he was calm and there was no heart fire in his body. It seems that not everyone has heart fire. They can control all emotions. Buddhism is the ancestor of the 7 emotions and 6 desires. Lin Fei understood. Chapter 774. Senior brother, aren't you angry? Lin Fei seemed to say it casually, but in fact, he wanted to provoke monk Huineng. He did not believe that monk Huineng could always remain calm. His divine fire could control the fire of the heart and produce burning intent in an instant. Even though Lin Fei was disdainful of such petty tricks, since monk Huineng was ranked 15th, he was definitely not someone to be trifled with. Regardless of whether it was a baseless rumor or some other reason, he would go all out from the start. Lin Fei's words were nothing more than to know the result. Monk Huineng said calmly, the 4 elements of Buddhism are all empty. No joy, no anger, no sorrow, no joy. Why must you be so obsessed with one thing? Although you have exceeded my expectations, there is a saying in Buddhism that you and I are fated. Why should I be angry? It had to be said that monk Huineng's words made a lot of sense. Lin Fei instantly understood and thought, so this monk Huineng has treated me as a disciple of the Western small world from the beginning. He is not worried about me leaving at all. Therefore, he is not angry and is as usual. This is because he has absolute strength that he has this kind of confidence. Ha ha ha, I'm sorry. I'm not going anywhere today. Don't even think about taking me away from here. Lin Fei laughed. From the beginning, I have never thought of joining the Buddhist sect. You don't have to waste your efforts. To put it bluntly, I don't have a good impression of the Western small world. They are all a bunch of liars. It is not as good as this colorful world. Lin Fei said to his face that he would not go to the Western small world anyway. Even so, monk Huineng was the same as before. In that case, I will bring you back personally. Deliver all living beings from suffering. A Buddha with a bright Buddhist light appeared behind monk Huineng. The bright light was extremely auspicious. A sound of Sanskrit came from the Buddha. It was a Western pure land of ultimate bliss. The mountains were continuous and countless Buddhist disciples were chanting. The immortal beasts and ferocious beasts in the surrounding area calmed down in an instant. They knelt down in unison and prostrated on the ground. Even the ferocious beasts calmed down at this moment, as if they had been purified into mountain guardian divine beasts. Divine fire burned them all. Lin Fei's divine flames filled the sky, turning into war soldiers that slaughtered their way into the Western world. This was the best way to break through this move. Right then, in the holy light, this scene was also noticed by others. Interesting. A minor heaven immortal possesses such a terrifying, deviant flame. Even from such a distance, it gives off a feeling of being burned by raging flames. Ing Sheng said in surprise, could it be that he is the descendant of some emperor? Or else how could he have such a poetic conception? Yun Yan was also surprised. This kind of concept that could be felt through the light screen was really rare, so they had to pay attention to it. Monk Huineng of the Lightning Monastery. He's ranked 15th. Why is he fighting a minor heavenly immortal? Ming Fei also sensed the burning will and turned to look. This strange flame is indeed terrifying. It actually broke this move. It was very rare for a heaven immortal to break the golden immortal monk Huineng's salvation of all living beings. After the heaven and earth furnace changed, The deviant flame became even more domineering. Lin Fei attacked with all his strength, not daring to hold back at all. He directly broke the Buddhist chants. Lin Fei had long been wary of this Buddhist chants. After a long time, it would definitely not be a good thing. Die. The invincible sword will swarmed out. Puffed, puffed, puffed. Powerful sword will. It crossed the sky. Towering trees, flowers, and grass were instantly turned into dust, no longer existing. Behind Lin Fei, the sword mountain, the sword rain, and so on interweaved, forming a kingdom of the sword domain. In this kingdom, everything was instantly crushed, unable to defend against the godly might. Whoosh, 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 Buddhist light protection. A strange look flashed in Hui Neng's eyes. He activated the Buddhist light, and countless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas appeared around him, chanting Sanskrit. The sword is a lethal weapon. Buddhist light, convert to the Buddha. Hui Neng took a step forward. The invincible sword will's sword light collapsed, purified by the Buddhist light. There was a vacuum around him. At this moment, Hui Neng displayed the strength that belonged to the 15th rank. This Hui Neng is very powerful. This is just the appetizer. Lin Fei did not panic. He activated the invincible sword will, and 720 flying swords flew out. Slaughter formation. With the support of the invincible sword will, the 10,000 feet long sword light was as bright as the stars. The sword pierced towards Hui Neng. A blurry shadow sat on the sword light. It was a hell of saber light, and blood flowed like a river. Crack, 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 monk Hui Neng's Buddhist light shattered, and many tears appeared on his monk robes. Lion roar of the Buddhist sect. Roar, this little heaven immortal is so powerful, a peerless genius. The invincible sword will contain 70% of its power, but it has not reached full completion yet. How terrifying! Ming Fei was shocked. This young man surprised them too much. Hui Neng, ranked 15th, was a golden immortal. His Buddhist light alone was something that few could resist. But this little heaven immortal displayed the invincible sword will, a heaven-defying heavenly flame, and now he was activating a sword formation. It was truly terrifying. The 3 outer sect elders of the Holy Heaven Academy stood up unknowingly. They were at the heaven immortal realm and were far weaker than the other party. They would probably be killed the moment they attacked. This Hui Neng is indeed powerful. Should we make a move? They were moved by his talent. At such a realm, the other party had such domineering sword techniques. One could imagine what kind of existence he would be in the future. He would definitely be an existence that everyone looked up to. Don't be anxious. Elder Ming Fei waved his hand. I think this young man is very calm. He might have a trump card. The 3 of them were personally guarding Holy Light City to choose disciples to groom. The Buddhist lion roar is indeed extraordinary. Lin Fei's slaughter formation was activated at full power, but it was forcefully broken by Hui Neng's lion roar. This was within his expectations. The ultimate technique of the Buddhist sect was to suppress all kinds of killings. If we were at the same realm, I wouldn't have been able to block that sword. Hui Neng had already listed Lin Fei as a monstrous genius. He had to bring him back, no matter what. I'm afraid that the sword formation just now was your strongest attack. Since you can't do anything to me, I'll capture you and bring you back to the small Western world. 1,000-hand Guanyin, heaven and earth capture. This Lin Fei was already a monstrous genius. Hui Neng didn't want to cause any more trouble and immediately captured him. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Once this Buddhist mystique was executed, rows of Guanyin's hands appeared behind Hui Neng. They filled the sky, and the world seemed to be sealed at this moment. Buddhist mystique, 1,000-hand Guanyin. On the other side, Elder Mingfei exclaimed in shock as he understood what had happened. The Buddhist sect wanted to snatch away their monstrous genius. They didn't think that the young man could block this mystique. The 3 of them instantly disappeared on the spot. Eternal divine fist, eternal instant. At the crucial moment, Lin Fei finally executed the ultimate technique of the Eternal Emperor, the first move of the eternal divine fist. However, he didn't augment it with divine might. Time stopped in that instant. The wind stopped blowing. The leaves stopped fluttering. Everything came to a complete stop. Eat my fist. Lin Fei charged forward and closed the distance in an instant. The ordinary punch was as heavy as 1,000 caddies. The Guanin's hands that filled the sky shattered, and the suppressed aura disappeared. This punch went straight for the root of the problem. It broke through the restrictions and landed on Huineng's chest. His monk robes were torn apart, and the Buddhist light was also shattered. Bang, bang, Huineng was sent flying. A mountain in the distance suddenly collapsed and no longer existed. What replaced it was a giant pit. Dust flew and covered the sky. The power of one dragon. A series of exclamations came from the bottom of the sinkhole. Immediately after, monk Huineng appeared. A lotus platform floated below him, and Buddhist light protected him. That punch just now was not bad, right? Lin Fei vented his anger and thought to himself, could it be that the power I used just now reached the power of one dragon? I wonder how many kilograms this power of one dragon is. Lin Fei, I admit that I underestimated you. I didn't expect you to not only be outstanding in sword intent, but also inherit the ultimate technique of the Emperor and have innate divine strength. Huineng said calmly, eat my fist again. Lin Fei raised his movement technique to the limit and punched again. The air turned into nothingness and astral winds howled. I will come for you again. Lin Fei's punch missed. The phantom's existence suddenly shattered, leaving Huineng's words. Damn it, he ran away? Lin Fei was stunned. Did he know that I was going to beat him up like a sandbag? Lin Fei believed that the monk definitely couldn't take that punch. A Xian immortal beast was beaten dizzy by me with one punch, and its flesh and blood exploded with 2 punches. If I used my divine power just now, I would definitely be able to severely injure him. Lin Fei searched and found something different. There was blood at the scene, blood with Buddhist nature. As expected, he was injured, so he was faking it just now. Damn it. Lin Fei was indeed afraid of Huineng. After the fight, just now, he understood the purpose of the battle. Huineng's concept is very powerful. Once people fall into it, they can't extricate themselves, and they have no choice but to lose. Lin Fei thought to himself, I must not let those people use their concept in the future. After retreating, he didn't have to worry about fighting for the time being. Lin Fei immediately left and prepared to increase his physical strength again. If he had the power of 2 or 3 dragons, he might be able to kill Huineng. We've all seen wrongly. High up in the sky, in the depths of the clouds, the 3 outer sect elders of Holy Heaven Academy saw the punch just now. Innate divine strength, the power of one dragon. Huineng's Buddhist light is powerful, but their physical bodies are weak. If attacked at close range, even a golden immortal like Huineng wouldn't be able to withstand it. Yuan Yen chuckled. Seems like we found an amazing genius this time. Yeah, Ming Fei nodded. We must pay attention to Huineng. We can't let him take them away. Chapter 7, 75. Cough, cough, cough. Within the Saint Light space, a person came out from the void. After coming out, he spat out blood nonstop. Each time he spat out a mouthful of blood, a Buddhist light would appear and Sanskrit chants would ring out. One dragon power, natural godly strength. I have underestimated Lin Fei. Monk Huineng sat down cross-legged. His body was covered in dense black cracks as if it would shatter at any moment. It was a tragic sight. At such a close distance, after taking a punch from Lin Fei, his injuries were so heavy. Buddhist disciples focused on Buddhist studies and abilities. They didn't care about the physical body. The physical body was just a bag of skin. To achieve thoughtless tranquility, one would shed their skin and seek the position of Buddha. However, at this moment, his body was about to explode from the punch. Monk Hui Ning couldn't be sure. He could have captured this person with one hand, but he had failed. Lin Fei has natural godly strength. As long as I am prepared, I can capture him. His invincible sword intent is too low. My Buddhist light can purify him. At that moment, Monk Hui Nang made his decision. Kiki. Cold laughter rang out suddenly. The sky darkened, and it was terrifyingly suppressive. Thunder Sound Temple Huineng, ranked 15th. I have long heard of your name. A person walked out from the forest. Death energy gathered behind him. The trees brimming with life, and the flowers and grass all withered. It was deathly silent. Death intent. Huineng stood up. You are ranked 18th, Death Skyblade. Luo Shengxing, 50% death intent. He. Luo Xingxing's voice was sinister, and a cold wind followed. You guessed it right. You want to kill me? Bald monk, your body is injured. Since I have met you, of course, I will kill you. Luo Shengxing licked his lips. You must know that I love to see people die in front of me. That is a form of art. Death domain. Luo Shengxing was ranked 18th. His death intent was unparalleled in the world. When it appeared, the Death Sky Blade followed, shocking one's mind. The air was filled with an aura of death. Figures with disheveled hair emerged from the depths of hell. Blades, swords, and fists interweaved together, sending out all sorts of cries. Save me. I don't want to die. Arg, I'm going to die. Lin Fei did not know that when Monk Huining left, he had encountered a strong enemy. He was ranked 18th, Death Heavenly Saber. Luo Shan, one saber to decide life and death. My realm is too low. That's why I can't break through Monk Huining's Buddhist light. Lin Fei pondered as he flew. In the earlier exchange, Lin Fei had used all his moves, but the Buddhist light had broken them one by one. This gave Lin Fei a certain understanding of the Buddhist light of the Western world. My invincible sword intent is filled with killing intent. Since my cultivation level is lower than his, the might of my invincible sword intent is weaker. If I want to defeat his Buddhist light, I have to raise my cultivation level. Lin Fei opened up the system to check. He still needed a lot of EXP to level up, so he wouldn't be able to level up anytime soon. If I can't raise my cultivation level, then the only thing I can do is to increase my celestial power. Lin Fei's gaze was firm. As long as my celestial power increases, I can win by quantity and fight against Monk Huining's Buddhist light. Lin Fei had gained a lot from fighting with a golden immortal genius. He knew where his weaknesses were. This holy light space has such dense celestial chi. Can I make use of it? His cultivation level was too low, so he couldn't unleash his true power. Even if he encountered another genius, it would still be a flaw. So if he wanted to win, he had to raise his cultivation level again. Lin Fei decided to raise his celestial power. I'll just do it below. Below was a chain of mountains. Lin Fei rushed down. In the forest, there was a group of iron snapping turtles. They were the size of small mountains, and they had a primordial aura. Kill! The power of one dragon burst out violently. Sand and stones flew everywhere, and debris filled the sky. Lin Fei already understood how much the power of one dragon was. It was the power of 25 million kilograms, and it was the power of the physical body. Even Monk Huining couldn't block his punch. Peng pung pung. Lin Fei didn't rely on any power. He punched out with pure physical strength. Under the power of 25 million kilograms, cracks appeared on the tough defense of the iron snapping turtles. Ka ka ka. At this moment, Lin Fei was like a god descending from the heavens, splitting mountains and rocks. These iron snapping turtles were all in trouble. Their attacks weren't strong, but their defense was amazing. At this moment, it became a weakness. One by one, they died under Lin Fei's iron fist. Satisfying. Lin Fei didn't know how many punches he had punched out. The feeling of his punches hitting flesh was just too amazing. Looking at the scene and the huge craters, Lin Fei was more shocked than anyone else. He didn't dare to believe that this was his masterpiece. There wasn't a single intact thing in the surrounding area. The power of one dragon is already so terrifying. What about the power of 10 dragons? What about the power of 100 dragons? Lin Fei couldn't think anymore. If this goes on, I'm afraid no one will be able to withstand a single punch from me. Lin Fei kept the corpses in his storage ring and used the heaven and earth smelt to refine them. Soon, many crystal-like divine pills appeared. I'll eat. Lin Fei didn't stand on ceremony and started eating. I can actually increase my strength by 5 million kilograms with these iron-snapping turtles. After consuming 23 divine pills, Lin Fei's strength had unknowingly increased by more than 30 million kilograms. With a wave of his fist, the void cracked and astral winds blew. Does this mean that I will have the power of 2 dragons soon? Lin Fei squinted his eyes. The divine pills were invincible. He could increase his strength by almost 35 million kilograms in one go. After witnessing the might of the power of one dragon, Lin Fei fell in love with the wonderful feeling of punching flesh. I'm still lacking more than 50 million kilograms of strength. Let me achieve the power of 2 dragons first. Lin Fei released his divine sense and started searching for ferocious beasts and immortal beasts. As long as they were of the Xian immortal realm, he would target them. With the power of one dragon, Lin Fei swept through these ferocious beasts and refined them into divine pills. His physical strength kept increasing and was about to reach the power of 2 dragons. I'll eat. Lin Fei killed a few more Xian immortal primary stage ferocious beasts and swallowed the divine pills. Ha! Finally the power of 2 dragons. As he swallowed another divine pill, Lin Fei's physical body trembled. A powerful force circulated around his body. He stomped on the ground, and the sturdy ground cracked into pieces. There wasn't a single piece of land that was intact. The power of 2 dragons is truly terrifying. Lin Fei muttered to himself. If I had used my fist, Monk Huineng's body would have been blown to smithereens. Lin Fei was relieved. Now he could absorb the immortal energy. Heaven and earth smelt. Absorb with all your might. The heaven and earth smelt, melted into the void, and no one could see it. Chapter 776. P.S. Thank you to Liang Digital for your tip. Inside Saint Light City, the 3 outer elders were also paying close attention. When they turned the camera again, they saw a scene that they couldn't believe. He's absorbing the celestial energy around him and creating a whirlpool of celestial energy. My God, he wouldn't be breaking through into the mysterious immortal realm, right? His impetus is too shocking, right? Stupid, too stupid. How can one break through in the Saint Light space? Before long, powerhouses will arrive and he'll die. The 3 outer court elders were once again shocked by this shocking action. Stealing celestial energy. Such overbearing plundering had created a storm of celestial energy. This was the first time something like this had happened in the Saint Light space. Back then, there were people who broke through because there were people protecting them. What they were doing now was stupid. Elder Ming Fei was already cursing, but there was nothing they could do to stop it. If they did, they would be breaking the rules. The geniuses who came to participate all had powerful backers. I really don't know what technique he's training to be able to attract celestial energy and plunder it endlessly. How terrifying. Yun Yan's mouth was wide open. If he reaches the paradise, he'll still plunder everything. What a pervert. Lin Fei had no idea that his actions would create such a huge wave. Not enough, not enough. Faster. Lin Fei called up his celestial energy. The celestial stones and medicinal pills in his storage ring were all absorbed, turning them into an endless source of energy. He didn't care what would happen as he continued to plunder as much celestial energy as he could. Hua, hua, hua. Streams of celestial energy rolled over, shining with a myriad of colors, turning into a huge celestial energy vortex. With Lin Fei at the center, the vortex continued to expand. Within the range of the celestial energy vortex, all the plants withered, and under the power of the celestial energy vortex, they were all disintegrated. The moment the heaven and earth smelt absorbed celestial energy, it was extremely overbearing. Everyone's celestial energy was sucked dry. Even the giant trees were sucked dry. The celestial trees that had lived for God knows how many years were met with the greatest disaster. Everything around them was emptied. Lin Fei had killed many people, and the number of celestial stones he had plundered was astronomical. The furnace continued to move like an engine. Why is the immortal Qi heading in one direction? In a forest, a few people suddenly stopped. Along with the movement of the immortal Qi, the trees, which were originally full of vitality, showed a rare sign of listlessness. This process continued continuously. Some kind of treasure must have appeared. Everyone, hurry up! If we're lucky, we might be able to obtain some treasures. The immortal Qi in the sacred light space moved in a certain direction. The fluctuations were too great, and these geniuses immediately noticed it. They mistook it for the birth of a natural treasure and rushed to chase after it. In the distance, they saw the immortal Qi that filled the sky. It was incomparably resplendent. The immortal Qi whirlpool devoured the immortal Qi. The incomparably dense immortal Qi caused their hearts to tremble. Heavens, what kind of treasure is this? Such dense immortal energy was completely absorbed. Could it be that it is evolving? After entering this place with dense immortal Qi, they saw an unbelievable scene. The dense immortal Qi gathered together and formed a sea of immortal Qi. They were in the midst of it, and every pore on their bodies was relaxed. The smart ones immediately realized that this was an excellent opportunity. They sat down cross-legged and began to absorb the immortal energy. Damn it, I can't absorb it. More than 10 profound immortal geniuses tried to absorb the immortal Qi, but the terrifying suction force quickly plundered the immortal Qi, making it impossible for them to absorb it. They were all stunned. Such a situation had never happened in the Elysium selection. They couldn't even absorb the immortal Qi, and instead it was plundered. Profound immortal geniuses kept coming and stopped outside, not daring to approach. Soon, they realized that they couldn't absorb the huge amount of immortal Qi to increase their strength. They could only watch helplessly. Rumble! At this moment, a tyrannical aura appeared in the east. The sky was filled with divine lightning. With a loud rumble, the mountains collapsed and thousands of ferocious beasts fled. That person was like a god of thunder. Behind him, there was a kingdom of lightning. The divine lightning descended, and the light was dazzling. The successor of the god of thunder, Lei Tianjue, is here. He's ranked 7th. Someone exclaimed. Those with low strength immediately vomited blood under the roar of the divine lightning. In the west, another tyrannical aura appeared. The ferocious beasts and immortal beasts were all gathered in one place. A 10,000 zhang long divine turtle blotted out the sky, blocking out the scorching sun. An ancient and desolate aura swept over. The turtle opened its mouth and exhaled, forming a world of desolation, causing the souls of everyone to feel stifled. The genius disciple of the myriad beasts immortal sect, Isho, ranked 9th. The appearance of 2 tyrannical auras in the east and west had already shocked them. Moreover, they were both abnormal geniuses, ranked in the top 10 of the list. Before they could digest it, Another tyrannical aura appeared in the south. A bright moon loftily appeared in the sky. The moonlight was so bright that it blocked out the blazing sun, forming a world of its own, filled with countless stars. A boat with a full moon floated over, accompanied by ripples. One could vaguely see a beautiful daughter of the Son of Heaven sitting at the bow of the boat. As she breathed, a bright moon slowly rose up. Nishang Fairy of the Moon God Palace, ranked third. 3 masters of the list had come at once. Those who had wanted to fish in troubled waters knew that this place no longer belonged to them. They couldn't defeat any one of them. In the northern region, the truly talented disciples were all monstrous geniuses. Lei Tianjue, Isho, Nishang Fairy, you're all here. How can I be absent? Thump, thump, thump. The sound of the earth shaking came from their lower bodies. They swayed and almost couldn't stand steadily. They were all geniuses, but they couldn't stand steadily. Qiu Shan, ranked first, is here. Everyone looked to the north. Thump, thump, thump. A man with disheveled hair ran in the sky. His body was like a mountain, and every step he took was earth-shattering. The earth collapsed, mountains were destroyed, birds and beasts were killed, and the void was also collapsing. A giant walked out of the destruction. His fist was like a mountain, and the sky and the earth split. This Qiu Shan is ranked first. His combat strength is outstanding. Fighting above his level is normal for him. His aura is too strong. I can't take it anymore. Let's go. Before he arrived, the earth-shattering fist intent hit them in the face. Everyone felt their bodies tremble as if they were about to explode. They quickly left, leaving behind a vacuum. They couldn't continue. They didn't just leave in this direction. They left in the other 4 directions. The appearance of the top 10 masters of the list meant that there would be a huge battle. If they didn't leave now, once the battle started, they couldn't guarantee that they wouldn't be implicated. Brother Qiu, your fist intent has improved again. Within a few days, it will enter 70% fist intent. Your strength has improved greatly. Congratulations. Lei Tianjue's divine thunder rumbled. As soon as he opened his mouth, lightning flowed around his body. He was invincible. This showed how powerful the divine thunder was. No wonder he was ranked 7th. Brother Lei, your thunder intent is already at 60%, but in my eyes I can kill you with 3 punches. Qiu Shan was as warm as the spring breeze, but the sound of the broken gong reverberated in the sky. If you know what's good for you, get out of here. Disdain. Qiu Shan was disdainful of Lei Tianjue. There was clearly a difference between the 7th and 1st. Qiu Shan, I'm giving you face, but you don't want it. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? The lightning behind Lei Tianjue kept rumbling. He turned into a thunder giant with a giant axe in his hand. You and I are here for the treasure. If you have the guts, let's fight. Lei Tianjue was also hot-tempered. He couldn't take any provocation. What a terrifying aura. Lei Tianjue and Qiu Shan can suppress strong cultivators with their aura alone. I was confident at first. Forget it, forget it. Other than the Xian immortals, there were also golden immortals among them. They were also the best of the best. But compared to these 2, the difference was huge. They lost their will to fight. Humph. Qiu Shan humphed coldly. He turned to look at the boat and said gently, Nishang Fairy, it's been 3 years since we last met. I didn't expect to see you again today. On the boat, the moonlight shone brightly. It was like a thin veil, separating the inside from the outside. It was a vast expanse of whiteness. The beautiful woman's face couldn't be seen, but her figure could be vaguely seen. It's been 3 years. Brother Qiu's strength has improved again. I can't compare. Nishang Fairy's ethereal voice suddenly came from the boat. What a beautiful voice. Of course. Don't forget, Nishang Fairy is ranked 95th on the beauty list. If I could see her beauty, I'd die happy. The people in the distance fell into a daze. unable to extricate themselves. Ha! 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 Brother Chiu, when did you learn to be tender? Why don't you take Nishang Fairy and force yourself on her? Standing on the black tortoise's back, the earth beast laughed lewdly. You're asking for death. Chiu Shan turned around. His killing intent was strong. His long hair moved without wind. The ground cracked, and the ruins spread for thousands of miles. He directly wanted to kill the beast. The four of them had just met, and they were already fighting. Lei Tianjue and the beast obviously regarded Chiu Shan as their number one enemy. They were always at odds with each other. The three of you listen to me, okay? Nishang Fairy's voice dispelled the murderous aura. It was peaceful. A bright moon hung high in the sky, dispelling everything. The three of them stopped and no longer argued. It was nothing more than giving each other a way out. Nishang Fairy, please speak. Nishang Fairy pointed with her jade-like hand. You're all here for the treasure below. You haven't even seen the treasure yet, but you're already fighting among yourselves. Isn't that a joke? The three of them were shocked. If the three of them fought, it would benefit the outsiders. Nishang Fairy's words make sense. I've learned. Chiu Shan cupped his hands. Wait, I'll deal with you later. Who's afraid of you? Chapter 777. In the space of holy light, the whirlpool of celestial qi plundered endlessly. Dense, immortal energy shone with a myriad of colors. The immortal spiritual energy transformed into flying beasts. Ferocious beasts descended from the sky, their roars shocking the heavens. Hundreds of flowers bloomed. It was like an otherworldly immortal realm, making one immersed within unable to extricate themselves. It was rare for celestial qi to turn into spirit qi. The four cultivators in the top 10 couldn't sit still and tried to see what was going on. The treasure below belongs to the fated one. It must be one of us, Chiu Shan said sternly. There are too many people here. Why don't you guys take care of them first? We can't let them watch us. They can't take care of this treasure. I want to take care of them. Lei Tianjue's lightning roared and tore the void apart. A strong wind blew, and a long river of lightning enveloped the sky in an instant. Boom, 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 divine lightning descended from the heavens, incomparably berserk. When it landed on the crowd, lightning radiance exploded. Boom, boom, boom. In the crowd, a group of geniuses felt their bodies throbbing and exploded like a blooming lotus, exploding along with their primordial spirits. Blood mist filled the air, and the stench of blood assailed everyone's nostrils. Just this one attack had turned 100 people into dregs, as expected of an expert ranked 7th. Run. Lei Tianjue, that bastard wants to kill us. Let's go. Lei Tianjue stepped forward with lightning protecting him. A giant hand of lightning that was 100 feet long tore the void apart and slammed down. Lightning roared and entered the bodies of the immortals. One by one they exploded. Another 100 people died under his palm. A bunch of trash. How dare you fight with me for the treasure? You deserve to die. Lei Tianjue's killing intent rose. A powerful lightning cultivation technique suppressed the sky and the earth. It was as if the world was trembling under the divine lightning. Brother Lei, you're decisive. I admire you. The beast from the 10,000 beasts immortal sect shot into the sky. The black turtle under him swallowed the clouds and created an ancient world. Thousands of giant beasts trembled. Whoosh, 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 as the black turtle swallowed, a 10,000-foot long tongue appeared. The wild world was filled with ferocious beasts and giant beasts. Their terrifying power suppressed the immortals present. Bang, 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 the tongue was like a venomous snake as it swept across. Its sharp teeth crushed the genius immortals on the spot. Then the tongue curled up again and swallowed them all, turning them into food for the black tortoise. It was a terrifying and brutal sight. Once the black turtle made his move, at least 100 people died. They were no match for one move of the black turtle. "I'll fight you to the death." One of the golden immortals was enraged. 3 volcanoes flew out from behind him, spewing out lava. A flaming giant flew out from the mouth of the volcano. Its vertical eye opened, and a destructive aura swept out. "Slurp! He's just an ant. I'll kill him without hesitation." The black turtle spat out its tongue again and swept it across. The flame giant shattered with a bang. It wrapped around the other party's waist, and with a whoosh, the other party's body was smashed into pieces. His body and soul were destroyed. A golden immortal genius was no match for the black tortoise. "Black turtle, kill him!" Behind the beast, 10,000 beasts prostrated themselves in worship. The great wasteland world descended, and it was like a heaven-suppressing vicious beast that ran amok, wantonly plundering. "Ha ha ha! How can I miss out on such a good thing?" Qiu Shan shouted and turned into a mountain-splitting giant. He was 100 feet tall and exuded the aura of Mount Tai. He stretched out his hand, and a Xian immortal was crushed. Then he flung his hand and charged into the crowd. Bang! 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 Qiu Shan's dragon power was invincible. He swept through the geniuses, and no one could stop him. Xian immortals died, golden immortals died, and blood flowed like a river. The sky was filled with resentment. Be it Xian immortals or golden immortals, they were all scared out of their wits. They panicked and did not know where to go. The scene had become a land of slaughter. The melodious sound was like a gentle breeze. The murderous aura disappeared along with it, and their hearts were filled with peace. Many people stopped and reveled in it. It was as if they could forget about everything under the music. Dong! The peaceful aura suddenly disappeared. The 2 armies were fighting, and there were no survivors. The sound filled the entire holy light space. "Oh no, this is demonic music, everyone!" The sound stopped, and a mist of blood exploded. Bang, 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 the army began to fight. The sky was filled with the army, and everywhere they went, the geniuses' bodies exploded. One by one, the bodies of the genius disciples exploded. Almost all of the disciples below the golden immortal realm died. Even the golden immortal realm experts did not fare any better. They barely managed to withstand the attack, but they were still severely injured and on the verge of death. Nishang Fairy's music has improved again. Once the heavenly demon's music is used, everything will be doomed. Lei Tinjue stopped and muttered to himself. Almost all of the onlookers were killed. Except for a few golden immortals who escaped, no one else left. They all died in the mountains. Ah, a bunch of trash. They can't even withstand killing. The beast sat down cross-legged. It's much quieter without them. They're just a bunch of trash. Normally, they wouldn't even be worthy of our attacks. Lei Tinjue stepped on lightning and whizzed over. They can't even block 30% of my strength. They want to join the Holy Heaven Academy. They don't know what's good for them. Let's break the divine Qi whirlpool together. Let's see what treasure caused such a commotion. Qiu Shan looked happy. Then we'll compete again. Break. The 4 of them attacked in an instant. Their momentum was earth-shattering. Thousands of beasts surrendered and attacked the divine Qi whirlpool together to find out what was inside. The top 10 experts on the list. I didn't expect them to be so powerful. Profound immortals and golden immortals were all defeated without any ability to resist. How terrifying! The 3 outer elders in Sacred Light City wore unnatural expressions on their faces. Such a massacre was extremely rare. The 4 experts' massacre had killed at least 1,000 people. The 3 outer sect elders didn't expect things to develop like this. They couldn't stop it. There were always people who died in every selection. This year, the most people died. If the top 10 experts on the list gathered together, they wondered what it would be like. That would be truly terrifying. Lin Fei is in great danger. They were more optimistic about Lin Fei. He had the strength of a dragon at such a young age and had 70% of the invincible sword intent. His future was bright. The appearance of the 4 experts made them worried. It didn't matter how talented a genius disciple was if he died. Lin Fei was a genius with monstrous talent. It would be a pity if he died in their hands. Unfortunately, they couldn't help him. The Holy Heaven Academy needed genius disciples. Even the outer sect disciples were all monstrous geniuses. They weren't inferior to the 4 experts on the list at all. As for the kings, they were extremely terrifying. They were legends in the Holy Heaven Academy. Chapter 778. Within the whirlpool of immortal energy, a celestial kingdom world appeared. Streams of immortal energy, each as thick as a bucket, flowed into the heaven and earth furnace. I'll refine, I'll refine, I'll refine. Within the whirlpool, Lin Fei was extremely focused, unaffected by external disturbances. He focused all of his attention on the heaven and earth furnace, his mood exploding. The immortal energy that filled the sky grew from the size of a thumb to the thickness of a bucket. It entered the heaven and earth furnace, and the pure immortal power entered Lin Fei's body. When he first opened up his dantian, it became a vast ocean, and an unprecedented scene appeared. Within his boundless dantian, the immortal power turned into an immortal ocean. The waves surged, and the waves surged, transforming into many huge islands. On the islands were birds and beasts, and hundreds of flowers bloomed. They crossed the immortal ocean and soared into the sky. Am I too awesome? Feeling the changes in the immortal ocean, Lin Fei was stunned. Such a scene had never appeared before. His dantian had become an immortal ocean, and beasts could be seen flying in the sky. He was probably the first to do so, right? In fact, Lin Fei could sense that each and every one of these immortal beasts were extremely powerful. They were capable of drawing upon the power of the immortal sea to kill their enemies. My dantian has become an immortal ocean, and beasts can be seen. I wonder how much immortal energy I've absorbed. Suddenly, Lin Fei thought of an important question. Immersed in plundering immortal energy, Lin Fei's entire mind was on it. He couldn't even remember how much immortal energy he'd plundered. He just barely knew that it was a terrifying number, one that couldn't be calculated with numbers. Boom! Suddenly, a dangerous aura descended from the sky, tearing apart the immortal energy whirlpool and severing the immortal energy. The heaven and earth furnace stopped, and large amounts of immortal energy collapsed. Second transformation, God-fiend body, I'll block it. Lin Fei was furious. That damned be** star dared to interrupt his plundering of immortal energy. Didn't he know how important immortal energy was to him? This was like being woken up in the middle of a nap. What he didn't know was that Lin Fei's anger was no less than the wrath of an emperor. The immortal spiritual energy stagnated for a moment. In the sky, the 4 great experts joined hands to attack, shattering the immortal energy whirlpool. The immortal energy dissipated, and they were about to see the true appearance of the treasure. All of their faces revealed looks of joy. Everyone, do you think it's a saint-grade treasure down there? Lei Tianjue was brimming with confidence. His gaze never wavered. Lightning flickered and tore through the void. Above the divine grade was the saint grade. The 4 of them were visibly moved. If it was a saint grade artifact, they could easily make a name for themselves in the outer disciples or even the inner disciples. The power of a saint grade treasure was unimaginable. A golden immortal expert with a saint grade treasure could fight against an immortal monarch. In other words, he could fight against a perfected golden immortal. Their talents were outstanding, but they only had a divine grade treasure in their hands. Unless they entered the zenith heaven golden immortal realm and became an immortal lord, they would be able to refine their own saint grade treasures. Bullsh *T saint grade treasure. Don't you have any shame? Out of nowhere, curses could be heard coming from below, coming straight for them. Who is it? Come out and die. Lei Tianjue's lightning roared. There's actually someone who slipped through the net. The e-beast was slightly surprised. Looks like I didn't kill them all just now. Previously, they had killed all the geniuses. They thought that someone had slipped through the net and dared to shout at them. Such a person should be killed. Below. Chiu Shan looked down with a strange expression. Swoosh, 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 for gazes filled with the power of the heavens shot down, cutting through the endless void. They were going to decapitate the person below. Uft, uft, uft. A black-haired young man below, his long hair fluttering in the wind. For rays of sword light shot out from his eyes, and an invincible will shot through the sky, shattering the four gazes. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. This kid is a little strange. Lei Tianjue's light of the thunder god contained a violent thunder intent. Once it entered the body and primordial spirit would explode, making it difficult for one to reincarnate. It was extremely vicious. Little brother, hand over the treasure below and kill yourself. The e-beast stood up from the black turtle. His eyes were like lightning. Thousands of beasts gathered, and the weather changed. What? This kid stole the treasure? The remaining 3 were shocked. They were all experts on the ranking list. In an instant, they understood everything. The treasure below was blocked by the celestial chi, whirlpool. They broke the whirlpool, but a sky immortal kid shouldn't have appeared. This brat must have taken the treasure while they were unprepared. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh for gazes, the eyes of the divine god shot straight at Lin Fei, wanting to pierce him from head to toe. There was nowhere for him to hide. Damn, these 4 people are so cruel. As soon as Lin Fei came out, the smell of blood assaulted his nostrils. Corpses were everywhere, and not a single one was intact. In his memory, information about the 4 figures appeared. The number 1 is Chiu Shan, number 3 is Nishang Fairy, number 7 is Lei Tianjue, and number 9 is the myriad beast immortal, E-Beast. Lin Fei understood. It must be because I breathed in the immortal spiritual chi, and they mistook it for the birth of a saint-grade treasure. Those who died should have come here to search for the treasure, and in the end they were killed. For a treasure to kill so easily, they are truly savage. Brat, hand over the treasure, and I can guarantee your life. Chiu Shan's eyes were filled with greed. Don't be fooled by your ability. In my eyes, I can kill you with 1 punch. If you know what's good for you, hand it over. Who was Lin Fei? He couldn't take threats. Damn, I was having a good time. You 4 shameless bastards ruin my breathing. I'll kill you first. Lin Fei's eyes flashed fiercely. Chiu Shan, you want to take the treasure for yourself? Lei Tianjue's eyes flashed, and a giant shadow of the thunder god appeared. Don't think that you can defeat us. That's right, Brother Chiu. Your sky-collapsing fist is famous. But if we join forces, we're not afraid of you. Even if you're strong, you might die here. E-Beast laughed. This place has green mountains and clear waters and good feng shui. It won't be a shame for you to die here. Brother Chiu, listen to me and leave. Nishang Fairy chuckled. You're no match for the 3 of us. Chiu Shan's expression changed. The shadow behind him caused the mountains to crumble and the beasts to perish. It was obvious that he was furious. You 3 shameless fools. How dare you team up against me? You're so cruel and unscrupulous. You're worse than pigs and dogs. You're asking for it. I'll make sure you die a horrible death. Hey, 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 you 4 shameless fellows. Have you ever considered my feelings? I'm not your spoils of war. Lin Fei's sudden voice interrupted their quarrel. A little sky immortal dared to interrupt them. He really didn't know what was good for him. You're just a little sky immortal. You're like an ant. I'll suppress you first, so that you won't be so long-winded. Lei Tianjue pointed with his finger. In the world of lightning, divine thunder exploded and turned into a giant lightning cage. It covered the void, trying to suppress this little sky immortal. Get out of my way. Lin Fei gathered the power of 2 dragons in his body. His long hair fluttered in the wind as he charged forward, causing the space around him to collapse. His physical body was too strong, and even the space around him was unable to withstand it. He punched the lightning cage, and the incomplete lightning cage shattered with a single punch. Lightning fragments filled the sky. It's broken. Lei Tianjue let out a cry of surprise. The lightning cage that he had used to suppress the other party was broken. He immediately flew into a rage. Lightning burst out and crackled. Lin Fei pushed his movement art to the limit, appearing in front of Lei Tianjue like a deity descending from the sky. He punched out with the force of 2 dragons, turning the lightning into dust. His punch landed on Lei Tianjue's chest, shattering his divine great immortal armor into pieces. It crashed into a mountain range in the distance, shattering dozens of mountains. Dust filled the air, and it was unknown whether Lei Tianjue was dead or alive. You 4, how dare you disturb my cultivation and steal my things? No one can save you today. Lin Fei was a demon on the ground, and now that he was above, his strength rose again. He was like an ancient ferocious beast that was about to destroy everything in the world. The 4 experts on the ranking were momentarily shocked by this inexplicable, ferocious aura. Since when did a little sky immortal dare to be so domineering? He even sent Lei Tianjue flying with a punch, and he didn't use his immortal energy at all. Not only that, but the brat also wanted to take care of them. This guy wanted to defy the heavens. Boom, 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 Lei Tianjue rushed out from the ruins of the mountain range, and countless rocks were reduced to dust. His face was pale, but the lightning protected him, blocking the awkwardness. He put on a set of immortal armor and pointed the lightning divine spear at Yi Futian. Brat, I want you dead. Boom, 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 divine lightning rained down from the sky. Each thick bolt of divine lightning turned into many Lei Tianjue. Their faces were blurry, and they held divine spears in their hands. They were clad in lightning divine armor, and their spears shone brightly as they surrounded Lin Fei. Arrogant brat, we don't need to do anything. Brother Lei can take care of this brat. Brother Lei's spear technique contains the lightning will. This brat is dead for sure. Only Qiu Shan frowned, and he seemed to be deep in thought. This brat is strange. He sent Lei Tianjue flying with a punch. Could he be a body cultivator? Since he dares to be so arrogant, I can let Lei Tianjue test him and see how mysterious he is. What a strong lightning will. He formed a lightning will doppelganger. Lin Fei thought to himself, earlier, my 2-dragon strength was unable to heavily injure him. It must be because of his divine great battle armor. If I punch him again, I'll definitely be able to kill him. I won't be so lucky. Invincible sword will kill them all. Lin Fei displayed the invincible sword will, and a world of sword radiance followed. A long river of sword will slashed horizontally, and the sky was filled with astral winds. 70% sword will, and it's the invincible sword will. How did this brat cultivate it? Crack, 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 the sword radiance of the 70% invincible sword will dazzled. Lei Tianjue's lightning will doppelganger was slightly weaker, and it was instantly smashed into pieces. He spat out a mouthful of blood, and lightning flashed. Chapter 779. 7 Points of Invincible Sword Intent. Lin Fei finally understood what his sword intent was. It turned out to be 7, which sounded really cool. Puffed, puffed, puffed. The invincible sword intent swept out again, destroying the rest of the thunder will in the air. The long river of sword light under Lin Fei was 30,000 meters long. As it surged forward, it tore holes in the sky. Astral energy howled, spreading out and destroying everything in the area. 7 points of invincible sword intent. I didn't expect a genius sword cultivator to appear in the northern region. Lei Tianjue grinned. But your cultivation level is too low. You'll have to cultivate for another 10 years to defeat me. Boom, boom, boom. Divine lightning fell from the sky and landed around Lei Tianjue. A spear made of lightning spun and stabbed at Lin Fei. Venomous lightning dragon drill. Lei Tianjue, a genius of the northern region and the successor of the Thunder Emperor, was sent flying by a little heavenly immortal. If he didn't kill his opponent, he would never be able to break through. Low-grade divine martial art. Arrogant kid, you're dead. Lei Tianjue's spear art was a low-grade divine martial art from the Thunder Emperor's inheritance. It was said to have the power of immortality. This is a divine martial art? Lin Fei's heart pounded. It was the first time he saw a divine martial art that could shake his mind. It was indeed extraordinary. The lightning spear, intent, was going to penetrate his body. Humph, you have a divine martial art, but I don't. Second transformation, God-demon body, open. Activating the second transformation, God-demon body. Lin Fei's body grew a few zhang taller, turning into a burly man. The aura of a fiend god rippled in the air. Strangle. 7% of the invincible sword intent. The river of sword light turned into the eye of a huge storm. Sword chi swept out, shredding everything in its path. Everywhere it went, the void was torn into pieces. Venomous lightning dragon drill, break. Lei Tianjue also transformed into a blue lightning whirlwind. Lightning flashed and crackled as it exploded. The air was instantly turned into powder. The tempest of swords and the tempest of lightning clashed together. Boom, boom! A huge, black mushroom cloud rose up into the air. The battle between the two of them was truly terrifying. Everything within 1,000,000 kilometers had been reduced to rubble. Within the next 100 years, the sword chi and lightning would never recover, unless a powerful immortal lord stepped in to wipe them out. Ha ha ha! A grass root is a grass root. How could a divine grade martial art be broken by you, even if it's a low-rank one? Lei Tianjue broke through the storm of swords and shouted with a hideous grin. With a shake of his long spear, the lightning vortex and the lightning toxic dragon drill attacked again. Damn it, the geniuses of the northern region really do have some skills to be able to break my invincible sword intent. Lin Fei was shocked. It seems like my sword skills are inferior to divine grade martial arts. To be able to block one move from Brother Lei, this kid is already extraordinary. Unfortunately, he is destined to die. The 10,000 Beasts Immortal Sex, Yi Shou said calmly. Inadvertently, a hint of jealousy flashed in his eyes, a fiery jealousy. A guy from a grass root was almost on par with them. If this continued, 10 years later, he would still surpass them and steal the limelight that belonged to them. This kid must die, he must die. Haha, this kid, after putting away the immortal sword. Does he still want to fight? Lin Fei put away the divine sword. With his bare hands, the demonic aura rippled, and he said calmly, "If I can't win in sword intent, I don't believe that I can't beat you with the power of 2 dragons. I'll grab you." Lei Tianjue used the lightning toxic dragon drill. The lightning dragon roared and flashed, baring its fangs and tiger claws, biting down on Lin Fei. At this time, Lin Fei made an unexpected move. The demonic hand grabbed the lightning dragon's head. He was ready to fight hand to hand with the lightning dragon. Ha ha ha! Idiot, my lightning dragon contains the thunder intent. Once the lightning whip hits the opponent, his body will collapse and he will die. Lei Tianjue could already see a genius dying in his hands. Whoosh! 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 The lightning dragon spat out a lightning whip, flying out of nowhere and lashing at Lin Fei's god-demon body. The lightning dragons roared and spun, rushing into Lin Fei's body, trying to detonate them. Damn, this thunder intent can even destroy my body. Lin Fei had a bad feeling and wanted to stop it. But in the next second, something strange happened. The thunder intent turned into a lightning dragon and entered Lin Fei's god-demon body, trying to destroy it. In the end, a huge vortex appeared in the center of the god-demon body and absorbed the lightning dragon, turning it into surging energy that slightly improved the god-demon body. Such a good thing. Lin Fei was excited. Finally, he didn't have to worry about the consequences. Get over here. Without any worries, Lin Fei's huge demonic hand grabbed the lightning dragon. The power of 2 dragons was unparalleled in the world. He really grabbed the lightning dragon, and it couldn't break free. I'll hit you. Lin Fei punched the lightning dragon. Scales flew, and the lightning dragon roared. With the power of 2 dragons, Lin Fei combined with the god-demon body. He was unprecedented and unprecedented. Every punch landed on the lightning dragon. With every punch, the lightning dragon's aura weakened a bit, as if it would collapse at any time. After God knows how many punches, the lightning dragon was shattered, and Lei Tianjue was sent flying. His face was still full of shock. How could the power of your fleshly body destroy my lightning dragons? Eat my fist. Lin Fei activated his movement technique. The demonic hand could extend, and he punched. Lei Tianjue put up a lightning curtain, which shattered in the next second. The wind from Lin Fei's punch was invincible. It smashed on Lei Tianjue's armor, and the sky grade armor was shattered. So cool. Lin Fei punched out again, displaying the might of the first punch. 2 dragons force the absolute peak. If a god blocked his way, he would kill a god. If a Buddha blocked his way, he would kill a Buddha. No. Lei Tianjue screamed, vomiting blood. His scalp was numb, and he was scared out of his wits. He turned around and ran. The power of 2 dragons was fatal. Lin Fei's demonic hand pierced through the void and punched Lei Tianjue's back. The lightning protection shattered, and the power of 2 dragons entered Lei Tianjue's body. Bang! Bang! Lei Tianjue's body exploded, and the sky was filled with fragments. The lightning world was shattered, and the sky returned to normal. Lin Fei used his heaven-defying power to kill Lei Tianjue, who was ranked 7th on the list. The descendant of the Thunder God Emperor was killed just like that. You're next. Lin Fei knew that the remaining 3 were all experts on the list. If he didn't seize the opportunity now, he wouldn't have a good time once they surrounded him. Myriad Beasts Immortal Sect, Earth Beast, ranked 9th. Lin Fei had his eyes on the black turtle that covered the sky. If I can refine the divine pill, I might be able to break through to the power of 3 dragons. I can kill them with 1 punch. This is my chance. Chapter 780. What? He killed the 7th-ranked Lei Tianjue. In Sacred Light City, the 3 outer sect elders couldn't help but stand up, their bodies trembling slightly. A sky immortal had killed a golden immortal. It was hard to believe that Yi Fuqian had done it purely with his physical strength. Strong body refinement, innate divine strength, he killed a golden immortal genius. It's really terrifying. The 3 outer sect elders thought that Lin Fei was dead for sure. They had lost a genius, but in the end, the other party turned everything around and killed a golden immortal genius. This was unprecedented and would never happen again. What is he doing? He wants to kill the 90,000 ranked Isho? Before they could digest the news, they saw Lin Fei attack again, attacking the Isho. They were stunned. What was he going to do? Lei Tianjue has been killed. Qiu Shan, Isho, and Nishang Fairy, the 3 experts on the ranking list, were stunned. Lei Tianjue had to kill this kid, but God had played a big joke on them. Lei Tianjue, a golden immortal, had been killed in front of them. Stinking brat, how audacious! You've committed a heinous crime. A mere minor heaven dares to kill me? Black turtle, swallow him. The 10,000 beasts immortal sex, or beasts' anger, soared to the sky. The beasts behind him went berserk. the roars of tigers, and the might of dragons did not stop. The black tortoise beneath him flickered with a vicious aura as its long red tongue shot out and coiled around Lin Fei's body. Lin Fei had long since wanted to test the strength of this black tortoise. He had a good idea of how strong it was. The demon god's hand contained the force of 2 dragons. He smacked the tongue. Clang, clang, clang. This palm strike caused the ground to tremble. The divine turtle's tongue was as tough as a mountain, and Lin Fei was unable to injure it at all. The divine turtle's tongue swept out again, and a fishy wind blew, causing one to feel nauseous. Ha ha ha! My 1,000-beast black turtle has an invincible defense. You want to hurt my black turtle? Dream on! The Show stood on the black turtle and grinned. Black turtle, kill this kid for me. Ever since Lin Fei killed Lei Tianju, who was ranked 7th, the beast had been burning with jealousy. Even he couldn't kill Lei Tianju, but a lowly grass had killed him. The moose was extremely unhappy. This kind of person had to be killed. If he didn't, it would seriously threaten his position. So, this black tortoise is called the 10,000-beast divine tortoise. Its defense is unparalleled. My 2-dragon force only tickles the black tortoise. Lin Fei pushed his movement technique to the limit, evading the attack of the black tortoise. 1,000 beasts black tortoise, your defense is amazing. I'm not going to fight with you anymore. I'll defeat the tortoise beast and completely refine the 1,000 beasts black tortoise. I'll go all out. Lin Fei adjusted his strategy and used his extreme movement technique to avoid the myriad beast divine turtle's attacks and charged forward. Demonic God Hand attack! He transformed into the God Fiend body and the God Fiend hand. He was impervious to swords and spears, and his defense was invincible. He punched at the 10,000 beasts immortal sex who show. Crash! This punch contained innate divine power, shattering the void layer by layer. Body of 10,000 beasts. The moose had also seen the invincible style of this punch. Lei Tianjua was killed like this. With a shake of his body, 10,000 beasts gathered, and layers of scales appeared on his body, wrapping his entire body. In fact, the moose was feeling guilty. Lei Tianjue's divine grade battle armor was shattered, and he had to guard against this kid's iron fist. Go! The crocodile beast opened its mouth and spat. Giant beasts soared into the clouds, roaring endlessly, covering the area in front of them. A magnificent army galloped endlessly, no one able to pass this trial. Invincible sword intent. Lin Fei had both of them. Demonic god body, invincible sword intent, and 10,000 beasts in the sky. Once the invincible sword intent appeared, sword light swept across, killing countless immortal beasts and fierce beasts. Bang, 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 the demonic god hand took the opportunity to rush out. With a grab, 10,000 immortal beasts were crushed. The moose beast on the black tortoise was shocked. It spat out the souls of 10,000 beasts, but they were crushed just like that. Lin Fei's demonic god hand swept over, killing the souls of the 10,000 beasts. It broke through the blockade and reached the moose beast. With a slap, the 10,000 beasts in front of it were crushed. Damn it, it's more than the strength of one dragon. The boundless might of the fist caused the moose beast's expression to change. A spiritual tortoise appeared in front of it, and it left quietly. In fact, it was scared away. Coward! Lin Fei cursed in his heart. He had finally achieved his goal. It was easier than expected. Everyone be careful. This guy was born with divine power. His physical strength is more than the strength of one dragon. The moose beast came down from the beast black tortoise and hurriedly reminded everyone, "It's best if we attack quickly and kill him." In the heaven realm, the strength of one dragon was already incredible. Now that it had surpassed the strength of one dragon and was advancing towards the strength of 2 dragons, that was the most terrifying thing. It's more than the strength of one dragon. Hearing this, Qiu Shan's expression changed. Flames of anger burned in his eyes, and he roared in his heart. A lowly person actually has such divine power. Isn't he trying to surpass me? I am the true number one, and I will be conferred the title of king. Heaven and earth furnace. Absorb at full force. Taking advantage of this time, Lin Fei activated the heaven and earth furnace, wanting to absorb the black tortoise and strengthen his physical strength. The vortex covered the beast black tortoise and dragged it towards the huge hole. Demon, how dare you? Behind the moose beast, 10,000 beasts galloped. He took out a treasure. It was a flag. This was the moose beast's famous 10,000 beast banner. It was extremely powerful and had reached the divine grade. Hua! 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 Once the 10,000 beast banner was activated, 10,000 beasts descended from the heavens. They surged in the four seas, wanting to crush Lin Fei. All the pills come in. Lin Fei also knew that if he didn't give it his all, he wouldn't have a chance. He had to run too. Instantly, the pills in the storage ring turned into a huge force that dragged the 10,000 beast god turtle in and suppressed it within the heaven and earth smelt. You're asking for death. Suddenly, a dangerous aura came from behind Lin Fei. Block it. Heaven collapsing fist. It was Qiu Shan's move. The moment he used the heaven collapsing fist, the heavens and the earth split. All the beasts died and the planet was in ruins. This punch was going to kill Lin Fei. Second refinement, God Fiend body. The God Fiend aura rippled. Invincible sword intent rushed out, and the river of sword light attacked from both directions. But it still couldn't stop Qiu Shan's terrifying punch. Crack, 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 the punch of a golden immortal expert, coupled with a second God Fiend body's God Fiend body, caused cracks to appear. The terrifying fist intent surged into Lin Fei's body and sent him flying, shattering a mountain ridge. If I don't leave now, when will I? After being smashed, Lin Fei rushed out of the ruins, coughing up blood. His second refinement, God Fiend body was full of cracks. It looked like it would shatter at any time, but at least he managed to hold on. You three shameless things. I'll come back sooner or later and beat you up. Qiu Shan's heaven-collapsing fist was so powerful that Lin Fei coughed up blood. The attacker was a golden celestial expert, so it was naturally extraordinary. But that didn't mean that Lin Fei was afraid of the three of them. After refining the beast black tortoise, who knew who would be the one to beat up who? Return my beast black tortoise. After a moment of shock, Isho of the 10,000 beasts immortal sect cursed in his heart. How could he not die? He immediately chased after Lin Fei, wanting to snatch the beast black tortoise back. It was the treasure of his senior brother. In the blink of an eye, the two of them entered the mountain range, one after the other. He's not dead. Qiu Shan's face was burning. He had been looked down upon by a little sky immortal, and now she wanted to come back and beat him up. Humph, this kid was hit by my heaven-collapsing fist. The fist intent entered his organs. He's dead for sure. Qiu Shan didn't continue attacking. Brother E alone is enough to finish him off. This kid is indeed a monster. I was far inferior to him back then. Nishang Fairy said flirtatiously, "It's a pity that he's going to die at the hands of Brother E. This is his final destination." They were chasing a little sky immortal. One of them was ranked first, while the other was ranked third. They really didn't have the mood to do so. The two of them seemed to have a tacit understanding and started collecting the feathers around them. Heaven collapsing fist? The fist intent can injure people, but it's just helping my God Fiend body. Lin Fei's second refinement God Fiend body was in tatters, like a discarded work of art. Qiu Shan's fist intent was just right for nourishment. The dense cracks on his body healed a lot. The fist intent can not only improve the God Fiend body, but it can also repair it. If I had known earlier, I would have swallowed that thunder dragon. Lin Fei regretted it. Little thief, hurry up and hand over the all-beasts divine turtle, or I'll destroy your body and soul. Behind him, the golden immortals, a beast roared like a ferocious beast. It was filled with murderous intent, and its eyes were almost spitting blood. A moment of carelessness had caused it to fall into the opponent's trap. Hee, if you have the guts, come and snatch it. Lin Fei laughed. He activated his celestial power and increased the distance between them again. I'm a golden immortal. Let's see how far you can run. The E-Beast released a flying beast that was thousands of feet long. It covered the sky and chased after Lin Fei. Lin Fei used his movement technique and his vast celestial power to maintain the lead. At the same time, he activated the heaven and earth furnace to continuously refine the all-beasts divine turtle. The two of them chased each other, and in the blink of an eye, they had traversed more than half of the holy light space. During this period, it was unknown how many methods the E-Beast used to block Lin Fan. Each time, it was just a little bit away. At this moment, the all-beasts went berserk and erupted like volcanoes. They gritted their teeth and wished that they could beat Lin Fan to eternal damnation. Damn it, just a little bit more. After the heaven and earth furnace's quality increased, the divine fire continued to burn the all-beasts divine turtle. Its strong defense couldn't withstand the burning of the divine fire. Now all he needed was time. I am the all-beasts immortal sex E-Beast. The people in front, listen up. Whoever can block this smelly brat will be rewarded with a heaven high-grade martial art and a soul of all beasts. The E-Beast saw that things weren't going well. If this continued, it wouldn't be a good thing. Lin Fan definitely had a motive for forcefully snatching the all-beasts divine turtle. The golden immortal expert's voice reverberated in everyone's heart. A heaven high-grade martial art? The soul of all beasts, that's a good thing. The geniuses in the area were tempted, revealing their greed. Be it the heaven high-grade martial art or the soul of all beasts, they were both good things. Now that they were used to block one person, it would be a piece of cake. So. Chapter 781. Rumor has it that Lin Fei killed Lei Tianjua, the descendant of the Thunder Emperor, with 3 punches. While no one was paying attention, he snatched the mount of the 10,000 Beasts immortal sect, the 10,000 Beasts celestial tortoise. The enraged 10,000 beast chased him all the way, forcing him to offer a high reward to stop Lin Fei. Brat, you're dead. Even if I don't make a move, all the geniuses can beat you to death. The 10,000 beasts let out a breath of resentment. A high-grade heaven rank martial art was nothing. The 10,000 longevity soul was a one-time consumable. Paying a small price to stop the brat in front of him was worth it. Lin Fei kept using the heaven and earth furnace to refine the 10,000 beasts celestial tortoise. However, the 10,000 beasts celestial tortoise's defense was strong. Lin Fei lacked time to refine it. Damn it, you're forcing me to start a massacre. An ominous glint flashed in Lin Fei's eyes. Dark clouds covered the sky as if a storm was coming. Whoever dares to stop me, I'll kill them all. The ferociousness in his bones rushed out again. So. One figure after another flew out like rainbows that pierced through the sun. Terrifying intents formed a kingdom. Every single genius was extraordinary, and they were all existences that comprehended intents at the very least. Ha. I'm lacking a high-grade heaven, rank martial art. No matter how you offended the 10,000 beasts immortal sect, it's your bad luck to bump into me. A white-clothed figure, young and vigorous, rushed in front of everyone, blocking not too far away from Lin Fei. His greed and lust were not concealed at all. Yellow sand appeared behind him, flying sand and rolling pebbles. The blazing sun hung high in the sky, and the place was completely desolate. Flame cut. As soon as the white-robed person attacked, a saber light that was 10,000 feet long slashed down with a loud rumble. Yellow sand filled the air, and a deathly aura surrounded the saber light. All the flowers and trees withered under the scorching aura. F***CK. Prince Huang Sha got there first. This little heaven immortal is dead for sure. Prince Huang Sha's saber will split that brat into pieces. No one was optimistic about Lin Fei. Prince Huang Sha was also considered a strong opponent. How dare you block my way? Go to hell. Lin Fei became ferocious as he sent out the demon god hand. His huge palm covered the sky, and the demon god nation could be vaguely seen on his palm. Just like that, he smashed the saber light. Crack, crack, crack. The 1,000-meter-long saber light shattered inch by inch, filling the sky. Lin Fei's aura was relentless. The demon god's hand broke through the blockade of the saber light and appeared in front of Lord Huang Sha. He slammed his palm on his opponent's head. Infused with the force of 2 dragons, it was no weaker than a close-range attack. Pa, 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 Prince Huang Sha shouted. I don't want to die. Save me. A series of popping sounds could be heard from young Master Huang Sha's body. His body exploded into pieces, and he could not be more dead. Lin Fei took the opportunity to put away a storage ring and rushed forward. Whoever dares to stop me, I'll kill them all. Geniuses appeared in the area in front of them. If they were delayed, they would definitely be surrounded, and it would be a disaster. They had to break out of the encirclement. Damn it, Lord Huang Sha is so useless. He was killed just like that. He's a disgrace to us geniuses. Another tall and sturdy man rushed out of the sky. Above his head, a tyrannical aura rushed out. Giants appeared one after another in the sky, splitting mountains and rocks. An ancient aura flowed. The mighty god of Ancient Mountain. Chop! The mighty god of Ancient Mountain was known to be born with divine strength. He held a huge black axe that was no less than a few 100,000 jin in weight. On the huge axe, an illusory image appeared. 3 mountains and 5 peaks converged. It was grand, long, and boundless. It was more than a few times stronger than the previous Lord Huang Sha. This guy is so strong. He gives off such an oppressive feeling. Lin Fei's heart sank. I can't let this guy stop me, or else I'll be in trouble. Lin Fei felt a powerful force from this person. It was not something that the person he killed before could compare to. This was one of the experts. 2 demonic god hands flew out at the same time. They were as fierce as huge hammers. The void shattered with a sound, and the brute force hit the blade light. The tyrannical blade was blocked by Lin Fei. Great, my 2 demonic god hands both have the strength of 2 dragons. See if I don't beat you to death. 2 fiend god hands stretched out from the left and right, forcibly grabbing a tall mountain from below. Rocks flew in the air, smashing into the god of might's body. The powerful impact sent him flying, smashing a mountaintop into smithereens. I'll take care of you after I refine the all-beast divine turtle. After sending the mighty god of Ancient Mountain flying, Lin Fei rushed out in a rainbow. Boom, boom, boom. The mighty god of Ancient Mountain rushed out from the pile of rocks and roared. Chase, kill this kid. A human actually has power no less than the mighty god of Ancient Mountain. This kind of person deserves to die. For a long time, innate divine strength was synonymous with the Ancient Mountain. A young man who came out of nowhere had the strength of 2 dragons. The mighty god of Ancient Mountain was envious. Could this kid be a monster? Even the mighty god of Ancient Mountain was sent flying. Everyone, chase, we can't let him escape. People in front, stop him. Lin Fei sent the mighty god of Ancient Mountain flying. The genius's expressions were very ugly. Sword from the heavens, 8 desolations, 1,000 killing blade technique. 7 parts origin returning chi, kill. Geniuses appeared in front of them. Seeing a little celestial being who was too fierce, they burned with anger and attacked at the same time. In that instant, a stretch of sword light, saber light, and fist technique appeared in front of Lin Fei. They all met with a supreme state and manifested a nation, locking down the area in front of him. The shock waves made it hard for him to escape even if he grew wings. Stinking brat, you're dead. You offended our ancient mountain. I'm going to break every bone in your body. Let's see how arrogant you can be then. The mighty god of ancient mountain caught up. The giant immortal axe split the mountains and split the earth. He moved forward bravely and firmly locked onto Lin Fei. The heaven and earth smelt is about to refine the all-beast god turtle. I'm going all out. Lin Fei's aura rose again. The god-fiend aura flowed, and he took out the heaven and earth smelt to block in front of him. He fearlessly moved forward. Blade intent, fist intent, sword intent, and fire intent filled the sky and smashed in front of the heaven and earth smelt. The enormous power turned the place where Lin Fei stood into the eye of a storm. On the spot, the second transformation, god-fiend physique Lin Fei, was smashed until he vomited blood. Mountain-splitting axe. The mighty god of ancient mountain behind him went all out. With the immortal axe in hand, he chopped out, and a gully in the void was split open. He used his power to rush into the eye of the storm. While you're down, I'll take your life. Ha ha ha, this kid is dead for sure. We geniuses are giving him face by personally killing a little celestial being. Arrogant and ignorant bastard, you dare to be so arrogant here? You don't know the difference between life and death. One genius after another flew up. They didn't believe that a little celestial could survive such an attack. Chapter 782. What a pity. Inside Saint Light City, the three outer sanctum elders shook their heads in regret and disappointment. The northern region of the heaven realm was filled with geniuses. If this kid was given enough time to cultivate, his future would be bright. He would become a celestial lord and even a celestial king. At first, the three elders tried to nurture this kid so that they could form a good relationship with him and enter the inner sect. However, this kid did not know his place. Not only did he kill the descendant of the Thunder Emperor, Lei Tianjue, he also stole the mount of the Wan Shou, the Wan Shou. This was unprecedented and caused everyone to chase after him. Elder Ming, this kid is talented, but he only knows how to be brave. That might not be a good thing. He is much better than others. Yin shook her head in disappointment. If he doesn't die today, he'll definitely die in the hands of others in the future. Don't forget that this kid killed the successor of the Thunder Emperor, Lei Tianjue. Lei Wuhin, who's ranked 38 in our academy, is Lei Tianjue's elder brother. He's a late-stage golden immortal, and he's going to become a grand heavenly immortal in one step and become a celestial duke. Sigh. The three changed the image and no longer paid attention to it. A dead genius was not worth paying attention to. Finally dead. Wan Shou of the Wan Shou, ranked 9, finally caught up. A little heaven immortal had to use a bounty to stop someone. Wan Shou felt a little embarrassed. Luckily, he killed the kid and he could take back the Wan Shou. Losing a bit of face was nothing to him. Hello, Immortal Wan. Brother Wan, I am Zhang Luo from the North Nether Gate. The surrounding geniuses took the initiative to greet 10,000 beasts immortal sects who show. Ranked 9, his combat power was extraordinary. He had a secret art from the Wan Shou and a huge army that could easily overwhelm them. Wan Shou was a big sect in the northern region. They could not afford to offend them. Isho nodded his head one by one. His smile was like a spring breeze, immediately gaining a good impression. Thank you everyone for taking action and killing these thieves. This Isho thanks everyone. As for the bounty just now, you don't have to worry. Once a disciple of the 10,000 Beasts Immortal sect says it, I will definitely do it. The surrounding geniuses of the northern region let out a sigh of relief. There was nothing to be worried about. In any case, the Myriad Beasts Immortal sect was a big sect with a great reputation in the northern region. What was a heaven, rank, high-grade martial art to them? It was very inappropriate to affect the rest of the Myriad Beasts Immortal sect. The Orchid Beasts Words calmed them down. They expanded their divine senses to search for the other party's storage ring. Where's the storage ring? His powerful spiritual perception scanned the area several times, but the storage ring was nowhere to be found. It was as if it had vanished into thin air. Bastard, could it be that someone got here first and hid it? The tortoise cursed them without batting an eyelid. If they lost the myriad beasts' divine tortoise, they didn't know how to answer to their senior brother. With more than 20 geniuses of the northern region joining hands, a little heavenly immortal would die for sure. Isho did not believe that little heavenly immortal could survive. In other words, his storage ring must have been taken away by someone else. They had finally managed to kill the person, but the storage ring was gone. Sho was so angry that he jumped up and down. He wanted nothing more than to teach them a lesson. Boom, boom, boom. In the ruins of the mountains below, a black shadow and a boulder that weighed tens of thousands of kilograms rushed up like a stream of light. Many genius disciples were caught off guard and were sent flying. It was unknown how many mountains were smashed, but the scene was in chaos. Break for me. The god of might of the primordial mountain was furious. With a swing of his axe, the boulder that weighed hundreds of thousands of kilograms was smashed into pieces. Dust flew everywhere. That bastard, get out here. I'll chop you to death with my axe. The god of might of the primordial mountain stood proudly. The mountains and rivers gathered above his head. A tall mountain that was tens of thousands of meters tall appeared out of thin air. Birds and beasts of the land leaped about. It was an ancient and vast aura. Bastard of the primordial mountain, you attacked me from behind. You must die. The black shadow flew out from below. More than 10 giant mountains that weighed hundreds of thousands of kilograms flew out. With the might of heaven and earth, they forcefully smashed open cracks in the void. Mere rocks, break them all. The god of might of the primordial mountain was worthy of being called the god of might. With a swing of his axe, the boulders exploded and danced in the sky. With a single move, more than 10 boulders were completely split apart. More than 10 boulders were split apart. A giant hand flew out from below. The aura of a fiend god suddenly appeared and smashed the god of might's tens of thousands of meters tall mountain into pieces. The birds and beasts were all killed. You're not dead. The god of might was shocked. He retreated with large steps and chopped out with his axe. The axe intent swept towards the fiend god's hand. Bang, bang, bang. The fiend god's hand slapped 3 times in a row. The sky collapsed and the earth cracked. The sun and moon lost their light. The first slap, the immortal axe shattered. The second slap, the god of might's sky was filled with cracks. Blood burst out. The third slap, the body collapsed. The god of might of the primordial mountain died, just like that. Impossible. The god of might of the primordial mountain has boundless strength. At most, he'll be heavily injured. He can't be killed. The geniuses of the northern domain that were sent flying all gathered together. Their faces revealed expressions of shock. Damn it, what the hell happened? It's him. That kid didn't die. How is this possible? There were so many of us. We could even kill a late-stage golden immortal expert. In the ruins below, a giant covered in patterns and long hair fluttered in the wind. His body was covered in cracks and on the verge of shattering. He walked up step by step as if he was walking upstairs. Fiend gods chased after him, chasing after the sun and moon. It's a pity that you couldn't kill me. Lin Fei's eyes were unprecedentedly bright. He reached out with a finger and pointed at them one by one. Evil energy roared. You're going to die. You're going to die too. All of you are going to die. For some reason, their hearts trembled. It was as if they had encountered a great vicious beast that gave them endless danger. No, he's just a little celestial immortal. No matter how boundless his battle prowess is, what can he do? Everyone attack together. This kid is already an arrow at the end of its flight. Let's attack together. We can definitely beat this kid to death. The bold ones had already made up their minds to kill. They wanted to kill this little celestial immortal. Just his aura alone made one's heart palpitate. If this continued, it would be terrible. Kill. Immortal art, freeze. Immortal art, weaken. One sword slaying immortals, heaven smiting and earth destroying. All the geniuses attacked. The terrifying aura was even more terrifying than before. 1,000,000 kilometers was instantly razed to the ground by the various intents. No one knew how long it would take for it to recover. Ha ha ha, I'll beat you all to death today. Divine demonic hand, invincible under heaven. 2 divine demonic hands, tens of thousands of meters long, gave birth to a world of divine demons. Numerous divine demons chased and played. Even further away, the divine demon nation was glorious and resplendent. The ancient civilization continued. Bang, 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 the divine demonic hand grabbed out, forming a world of its own. It locked down tens of thousands of geniuses from the northern domain. All sorts of begging sounds came from within. With a thought from Lin Fei, the divine demonic hand squeezed, and the geniuses from the northern domain were crushed. Even their nascent spirits were not spared. Damn it, he crushed 3 golden immortals to death in one move. Run. Those who hadn't been hit felt their scalps go numb. Which one of them wasn't a peerless genius? They were shockingly talented, and yet they were crushed just like that. Demon, this guy is a demon. I don't want to play with you anymore. A little celestial immortal isn't worth my time. The timid people took the opportunity to escape. Lin Fei sneered in his eyes. How could he let them leave? The divine demonic hand was like a peerless demon, slapping towards them just like that. The wind from the palm whistled past. Profound immortals and golden immortals were killed just like that. White bones fell down one after another. Bang, bang, bang. The 2 divine demonic hands containing the aura of the divine demonic hand were unparalleled in the world. They slapped all the way, causing the sky to collapse and cracks to appear everywhere. The divine power contained within killed 20 to 30 northern domain geniuses. Their bodies were no more, and their nascent spirits were destroyed. Not a single one survived. This kid is too savage. Could he be the reincarnation of an ancient beast? His methods are so vicious that it makes people's hair stand on end. He killed around 30 profound immortals and golden immortals along the way. Oh my God! The surrounding geniuses of the northern domain were all killed. Within the area, only the 10,000 beasts immortal sex Isho was left. At this moment, his scalp was numb, and he was at a loss. His savagery was not inferior to that of a monster. Hurry up and leave. After the Isho reacted, he was scared out of his wits. He had never seen such a savage existence before. Even if he took action, he might not be able to kill them one by one in the shortest amount of time. He hurriedly took out the 10,000 beast banner. 10,000 beasts surged, densely packed together, covering his body. You chased me for so long. Get down here for me. Lin Fei's aura overflowed into the sky. The divine demonic hand slapped over, and the 10,000 beasts roared. They were all shattered and destroyed. The Isho of the 10,000 beasts immortal sect felt a huge force attack him. It rushed into his body, causing him to vomit blood continuously. Not bad, not bad. You didn't die even after this. I'll slap you. Lin Fei laughed loudly. He activated the divine demonic hand and continuously slapped it towards the 9th ranked Isho. Kacha, the left arm broke, another palm, and the 10,000 beast banner shattered. Cough, cough. The Isho continuously vomited blood. The souls of the 10,000 beasts were mostly destroyed, and he himself was about to shatter. Don't kill me. I have the 10,000 beasts immortal sect behind me. If you kill me, even if you go to the ends of the earth, you will definitely die. The Isho begged for mercy. As long as you don't kill me, I will pretend that today's matter never happened. When I return, I will definitely call my senior brother and kill you to vent my anger. The Isho thought in his heart. A terrifying aura descended. 2 giant hands, one in front and one behind, slapped its body. The cracks followed, closely behind. "Why? Do you still want to kill me?" It said in despair. "If I don't kill you, you will kill me." Huff, huff, Lin Fei let out a long sigh of relief. He activated the heaven and earth smelt and collected all the corpses. Unfortunately, the divine demonic hand was too domineering. Almost all of them were shattered, so it didn't matter. A blessing in disguise. At the crucial moment, Lin Fei refined the 10,000 beasts divine turtle in the heaven and earth smelt and obtained the divine pill. This was all thanks to them attacking with all their strength. Fortunately, he had the divine demonic body. Otherwise, the violent attacks would have been enough to tear him into pieces. Even if the heaven and earth smelt blocked most of the power, the rest was still not simple. Chapter 783. Speaking of which, Lin Fei had turned the tables and killed all those who had offended him. He was extremely cruel, and his thoughts were clear. Blood, chi surged into the heavens, and resentment gathered in the sky. I died so miserably. I died so miserably. Save me, save me. I'm a genius, I don't want to die. All sorts of resentment gathered, and a cold wind blew. Scram! Lin Fei snorted, and his invincible sword, intent, smashed the remaining resentment. The sky returned to normal, and there were no more resentment. A golden celestial longevity divine turtle with supreme divine strength. After consuming it, my divine strength reached the power of 5 dragons. That's a total of 3 dragons. It's really the best thing in the world to beat someone up. Golden Celestial? Northern Region geniuses? I'll beat them all to death. Lin Fei retracted his god-fiend body, and his god-fiend aura converged. His giant-like height returned to normal, and he looked cultured and refined. One could no longer see the ferocious aura from before. Those who were unaware would definitely be fooled. Choosing the god-fiend body back then was the right choice. Together with the divine power pill unique to the heaven and earth furnace, my strength has increased greatly. I'm really a punching genius. After returning to normal, Lin Fei took out a set of clothes and changed into them. Under the god-fiend body, his armor had been torn. It was quite a big flaw. Luckily, Lin Fei had many armors on him and could easily change into them. After putting on the armor, Lin Fei was considered a handsome guy. Collect! Lin Fei began to collect all the storage rings around him. There were over 30 storage rings in total, and he ended up giving them all to Qin Nan. Good, I'm rich now. After killing the Northern Region geniuses, Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry to leave. Instead, he checked the spoils of war. Now, Lin Fei's requirements for spoils of war had increased. Celestial stones, pills, armor, they were nothing to him. Melt. Celestial stones and pills were all thrown into the heaven and earth furnace and turned into endless energy. These things were no longer useful to Lin Fei. The geniuses of the North region are rich, but they don't have the materials needed for a god-fiend body. Lin Fei shook his head in disappointment, but soon felt relieved. My second refinement god-fiend body is extraordinary in itself. Although they are geniuses, it is impossible for them to have the supreme-grade materials that I need. Why should I be conflicted? After emptying the storage ring, Lin Fei collected the feathers and picked out the tail number 7. It had to be said that Lin Fei was very lucky. Among the 30-odd storage rings, there were more than 300 feathers ending with 7. Who knew how many geniuses he had robbed? There were also a lot of people with ending numbers. There were more than 800 of them, and there were all kinds of ending numbers. This is great. After killing the geniuses, we'll be able to obtain more than 300 of them, and the number of disciples participating in the competition is more than 10,000. If that's the case, the number ending with 7 should be more than 1,000, and definitely not more than 2,000. Lin Fei muttered to himself, and a look of joy appeared on his face. I now have more than 300 tail numbers of 7. In other words, I only need to collect 800 tail feathers, and that should be enough. I'll be the undisputed number 1. Holy Light City, a corner of the Holy Light Plaza. As the competition continued, figures in a sorry state were continuously teleported out. Damn it, I've done all this for nothing. A white light flashed, and a middle-aged man walked out. His face was gloomy, and the veins on his hands were bulging, rising and falling, making him look particularly ferocious. Brother, look at you, you must have been robbed. You should be glad that you didn't get killed. There were many people standing in the plaza, and someone said with a smile. Obviously, this person had also been robbed and came out alive, which was why he said that. Sigh, that person sighed, as if there was something that was difficult to say. Damn it! Since when did a little heaven immortal have the divine power of the Titan god of the primordial mountain? This is clearly a trap. On the plaza, white light flashed again, and a guy with a bloody nose and a swollen face appeared. From his clothes, one could vaguely see that this person was extraordinarily handsome and talented. You were beaten out by a little heaven immortal. The middle-aged man from before asked hoarsely. That young man exclaimed in surprise. Could it be that you are also one of them? It's a long story. We're so pitiful. I'm so handsome. But he beat me up like a pig's head. He's obviously jealous of my good looks. The immortals in the plaza seemed to have heard something, and they scrambled to ask about it. After listening to the side, they finally found out what was going on. It turned out that a ruthless person had appeared outside of Holy Light space, plundering the feather treasures of anyone he saw. His methods were brutal, and most importantly, his strength was only that of a minor celestial immortal. However, his divine strength was shocking to say the least. At first, they didn't believe that a little heaven immortal could be so strong. They thought that it was a joke to fool them. But as the people inside came out, they said with certainty that there was such a crazy kid. This time, everyone was shocked. Robbing is really a good business. The tail feathers ending with 7 have increased from 300 to more than 500. Only 500 or 600 left. Lin Fei wandered around leisurely without a purpose, robbing anyone he saw, whether they were men or women. If they knew what was good for them, Lin Fei would take the tail feathers. If they didn't know what was good for them and tried to resist, he would kill them all and use them as experience to level up. During this period, Lin Fei didn't hold back and killed all the immortal beasts and beasts he encountered. Unfortunately, the divine power pills he refined were not very effective. After all, the meat of a mosquito was still meat, and many a little made a mickle. Where did all these people go? Why can't I see a single person after searching with my divine sense for so long? Are they all dead? An hour later, Lin Fei couldn't help but frown. During this hour, he didn't encounter a single person. Clearly, something strange had happened. There were tens of thousands of people in the Holy Light space, so they shouldn't be missing. But they were gone. Lin Fei activated his divine sense and looked along the way. He didn't believe that he couldn't find their whereabouts. He was still short of a few hundred tail feathers, okay? The quota for entering the Holy Heaven Academy was limited. Lin Fei didn't think much of the outer sect disciples, so he had his eyes on the top 10 inner sect disciples. Hard work paid off. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Lin Fei finally found them. So it's here. In his divine sense, Lin Fei saw a valley with hundreds of people gathered. It was very lively and seemed to be trading. Damn, it's really a trade. After observing for a while, Lin Fei saw through it. It turned out that they gathered here to exchange extra tail feathers to save time. It turned out that they were cheating. Great, I have a lot of tail feathers on me. I can totally exchange for the tail feathers of the number 7 tail. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. No wonder I couldn't find them. The geniuses of the northern region are indeed skilled. I wonder if this kind of cheating works. Chapter 784. God is helping me. I met them so soon. God wants me to kill you. Lin Fei didn't expect his luck to be so good. In this valley, There were two familiar auras that he couldn't get rid of. It was Chiu Shan who had besieged him, and Nishang Fairy, who was ranked first. Lei Tianjue, who was ranked 7th, and Yi Shou, who was ranked 9th, had been killed by him. Lin Fei was about to go down, but he suddenly stopped. Why are they here? With his strength greatly increased, Lin Fei didn't choose to rush out recklessly. It was always right to be cautious. Sure enough, Lin Fei hid on the side and observed again. Finally, he saw something and was surprised. Mother Asterisk Kerr, the top 10 geniuses on the expert ranking, are all gathered in the valley. This is blatant cheating. No wonder there is order down there. It turns out that the top 10 experts are keeping watch. No one dares to act recklessly. I finally understand now. Lin Fei came to a conclusion after observing. It was quite surprising. In the valley below, the top 10 experts were in charge. They were amazing and had a promising future. With them in charge, who would dare to court death? Lin Fei immediately understood what they were thinking. They must have plundered a large number of feathers. Many of them were useless, so they united with the experts and set up a barter trade fair to get their own feathers. Hypocritical, really hypocritical. It was them who were despicable and killed those people, but now they pretend to be the good guys. Lin Fei knew that they had become a whole now. If he made a move, he would be the one to be beaten. There were 400 to 500 people below him, and they were all geniuses of the northern region. Lin Fei might not be able to kill them all by himself. These people were not to be trifled with. Many of them were emitting powerful auras, and they were not to be trifled with. Lin Fei just had this idea, but the power of the Divine Emperor came and dispelled it. It emitted a supreme aura and transmitted a kind of will. Those who don't submit will all be killed by the Supreme Divine Emperor. No blasphemy. After integrating the Divine Spirit Grass and the Soul Grass, Lin Fei mastered the power of the Emperor and the Divine Emperor. In the depths of his divine soul, there was a sense of superiority overlooking the whole planet. As soon as Lin Fei had this idea, the Divine Emperor sent a Supreme will to kill all those who disobeyed and consolidate the Supreme Divine Power. Am I going to become a big devil again? I haven't killed for a long time. Lin Fei did not know whether to laugh or cry bitterly. In the lower realms, he was called a demon. Could it be that in the heavenly realms he had to be called a demon? If I, Lin Fei, did not rely on the system and fortuitous encounters, I would not have appeared in the heaven realm. In the heaven realm, strength is more important than anything else. The god-demon body that I cultivate is inevitably plundered and bloodshed. Lin Fei's eyes were filled with determination, as if he had understood something. So what if I'm a demon? In order to achieve the supreme god-fiend physique, I'll kill anyone who dares to stop me. I'll show no mercy. My future path is destined to be a path of slaughter. I, Lin Fei, will carve out a path that belongs to me from this slaughter. No one can stop me. The area of the valley was very large. All kinds of sword intents, saber intents, and fist intents were everywhere. Obviously, this place had been excavated and turned into a trading place. I want to trade for a feather. I only want a feather with the number 3 ending. Just tell me what you want. A feather with the number 4 ending for a feather with the number 6 ending. It's a big discount. A feather can be exchanged for 5 celestial stones of the golden celestial stage. In the valley, people were coming and going. Some were exchanging for the feather, and some were exchanging the feather for the celestial stones. They were making a fortune. In the depths of the valley, it was completely barren and silent. Countless giant rocks, each weighing hundreds of thousands of pounds, were scattered all over the place. There was a young man standing on each of the giant rocks. At a glance, there were 8 of them. Brother Chiu, I admire your methods. This is just a small trading fair, and we don't even need to do anything ourselves. We can exchange for the feather. It saves us a lot of trouble. On a huge black stone, there was a young man in a red robe. He held a fan with a picture of a court lady in his hand. When he waved it gently, the maidservants danced and the music was pleasing to the ear. This was the playboy Wei Xiaofan, who was ranked 10th on the list. Brother Chiu, not only are you strong, but you are also the number 1 on the list. Your wisdom and bravery are unparalleled. I'm impressed. On another huge boulder, there was a tall and sturdy man. Demonic qi surged into the sky, blotting out the sun. A huge ox head roared as it continuously devoured the immortal spiritual qi, like a whale swallowing water. Ranked 5th was Niu Taisher, a transformed demon with boundless battle prowess. Qiushan smiled and cupped his hands. He was in high spirits. I only did a small thing. If it wasn't for all of your help, I wouldn't have been able to do this. I should be thanking all of you. Brother Chiu, you're too polite. If anyone dares to say no, I'll be the first to kill them. Niu Taisher's demonic qi covered his body, and the rocks behind him exploded. I heard that Brother Lei was killed. What a pity, what a pity. The top 10 experts were all arrogant. Even though they were fighting for a position in the rankings, they were all on the same side. Lei Tianjue's death had angered them. Brother Lei was the successor of the Thunder Emperor. I fought with him before, and he was indeed an expert. Now that he was killed, it's equivalent to challenging the top 10 experts. This kind of person must be killed. Not far away, there was a dwarf who emitted a cold aura. Cold winds blew, and rocks exploded. Myriad Life, who was ranked 6th, was cunning and vicious. Don't worry, everyone. Brother Lei is a genius. His death is a loss for the northern region. However, Brother Yi of the Wan Shou Immortal Sect, who is ranked 9th, has already gone to kill him. He'll be back soon. That kid will definitely die if Brother Yi goes. Lin Fei didn't know that the people in the depths of the valley were talking about killing him to protect the dignity and glory of the top 10 experts. Lin Fei, dressed in a black robe, carefully entered the valley and prepared to exchange for a feather with the number 7 tail. Subconsciously, Lin Fei planned to exchange for a feather with the number 7 tail first, and then choose an opportunity to kill Qiushan and Nishang Fairy, who were ranked 1st. Revenge would not wait overnight. If he could kill, he would kill without mercy. Lin Fei had made up his mind to enter the Holy Heaven Academy. He would be a fool not to go to the top academy in the northern region. The Holy Heaven Academy would definitely have top-grade materials to improve his god-fiend body. Feathers with numbers 0 to 9. 2 for a feather with the number 7 tail. Don't miss this opportunity. Lin Fei was wrapped in a black robe, so no one paid attention to him. Many people present were wearing black robes to cover their faces, as if to prevent being followed and killed. Lin Fei found a secluded spot and sat down. Then he immediately started exchanging for the plume feathers. After observing for a while, he realized that everyone was trading 1 to 1. Lin Fei didn't want to waste time, so he directly exchanged 2 feathers for 1 feather. 1 tail feather for 1 tail feather. The other party might not have many tail feathers, but Lin Fei was different. He had hundreds of tail feathers on hand, and the 7-tailed tail feather had reached more than 500. As long as he worked hard, he could enter the top 10. Exchanging 2 tail feathers for 1 was not a loss for Lin Fei. 2 feathers for a feather with the number 7 tail. Great. I happen to have the number 7 tail. Sorry, 2 feathers for 1 over there. I'm going over there. Ha ha ha. Luckily, I still have the feather with the number 7 tail. Otherwise, I would have lost a lot. When Lin Fei announced that he would exchange 2 feathers for 1, it immediately attracted many geniuses from the northern region to exchange for the feather. Those who were originally trading were stunned. The feather was limited, so they wouldn't exchange 2 feathers for 1. It was really not worth it. After the first successful exchange, more and more came up to exchange. Great. Lin Fei exchanged for the feathers with the number 7 tail 1 by 1. In less than 30 minutes, the 500 tail feathers had broken through to 700. The number of feathers on hand had decreased by a lot. At this time, The number of feathers with the number 7 tail seemed to have reached its limit. It was not as crazy as before, and it was easy to exchange. It seems that the feathers with the number 7 tail should be in the hands of a few strong geniuses. It is not easy to get the scattered number 7 tail feathers. Lin Fei pondered. On the other side of the valley, there were a few middle-aged men who looked to be in their 30s or 40s. In fact, each of them had lived for hundreds of years. However, in the heavenly realm, a few hundred years was really nothing. They were considered relatively young. This was their capital. Brother Hao, guess what I saw? At this time, a middle-aged man ran back sneakily. The guy called Brother Hao was not strong. He was only at the mystic immortal perfection realm and could become a golden immortal at any time. He laughed sinisterly. Rat, you went to peep at that woman again. The middle-aged man was called Rat. He had shifty eyes, and his eyes rolled. Brother Hao, you are mistaken. I was not looking at the woman just now. I found something good. He pointed to a place. There is a young man over there. His realm is not high, just a little heaven immortal. He exchanged for hundreds of feathers with the number 7 tail. Isn't Boss a 7 tail? If we snatch his, really? Brother Hao's eyes brightened as he grabbed Rat and asked, Yes, I have observed for a long time. There is absolutely no mistake. I suspect that kid has more feathers. Rat said quickly, Boss, you better act as soon as possible. Many people have their eyes on him. If Boss can become an outer sect disciple, we can all eat and drink well. Brother Hao threw Rat to the side. Rat, if it is really as you said, you have made a great contribution. You will be heavily rewarded. Boss's luck is really good. Whatever you want comes. If we kill that kid, we can also exchange for a few tail feathers. Ha ha ha. 7 or 8 underlings wailed like ghosts and howled like wolves. Chapter 785. In a remote valley in the holy light space, the top 10 experts had formed a temporary barter valley. The geniuses of the northern region would use their excess feathers to exchange for feathers to increase their ranking so that they could enter the Holy Heaven Academy. Unexpectedly, a little heaven immortal appeared and exchanged 2 feathers for 1. In the blink of an eye, he summoned more than 300 feathers, attracting the attention of countless people. They did not conceal their greed at all. This little heaven immortal became a big fat sheep in everyone's eyes. As long as they killed him, they would definitely be able to have a full meal. All of a sudden, everyone had their own thoughts as they quietly surrounded the location where the little heavenly immortal was. There were more than 100 feathers. The geniuses of the northern region with 7 tails saw the other party as a treasure and wanted to snatch more than 100 feathers in one go. Everyone knew what everyone was thinking, and they would reveal it one by one. They were waiting for an opportunity. I happened to be lacking feathers with 7 tails. This kid might have 200 feathers with 7 tails. Who else can they belong to if not me? A burly man rolled his eyes, thinking about something. All the feathers on this brat will belong to me. However, this little heaven immortal is too daring to exchange feathers in front of everyone. Treasuring a jade ring becomes a crime. Let's observe for a while first. He's just a little heaven immortal. He must have some trump cards to dare to come to this place. Let's send someone to test him. If he doesn't have any trump cards, we can just snatch it. Who knows? I might be able to enter the Holy Heaven Academy and become an outer sect disciple. Who in the entire northern region would dare to look down on me? The geniuses of the northern region were calm and at ease. Their eyes were faintly discernible as they wandered around the little heaven immortal. They can't control their desires in the end. They clearly want me to kill them. Lin Fei sat on a rock with a calm expression, as if he did not see the situation around him. However, he was sneering in his heart. He was looking for an excuse to kill them. Unknowingly, Lin Fei had become two-faced. He was even looking for an excuse to kill. If they knew, they would definitely shout, "Scam!" Lin Fei stood up and calmly walked out. He had exchanged most of the tail feathers that ended with 7, so he did not plan to continue. Now that the feather was in his hands, it was time for revenge. Lin Fei would not be courteous if someone came to his doorstep as experienced to level up. He would beat them all to death, lest they become accomplices in the future, and he would still have to kill them. Killing now or killing later, it was the same principle. The eyes of many geniuses of the North region lit up when they saw the black-robed man walking out. It was as if they had seen a fairy taking off her clothes, and they quietly followed. The opportunity had come. The silly boy walked out, which gave them an excuse. In the valley, they were afraid of the top 10 experts on the ranking list. They were afraid that they would suppress them, and their efforts would be in vain. Outside the valley, the fish returned to the sea, and the sky was vast. There were also people who didn't go out, but they were weak. They shook their heads. This fellow is an idiot. He's dead for sure. After the black-robed man left, the originally bustling valley became much emptier. Many people followed him out, either to watch the show or to fish in troubled waters and take advantage of the situation. Outside the valley, the towering trees were uprooted, and the ground was littered with gravel. Brat, stop right there. They finally couldn't help but make a move. Lin Fei didn't go far when several strong men rushed out from the crowd, blocking the road in front of him, surrounding him. What do you want? Lin Fei stopped. Ha ha ha! A little heaven immortal dares to come to this place. If you know what's good for you, obediently hand over your storage ring. The group of people that rushed out was Brother How from before. They couldn't wait to make a move and snatch the feather in front of everyone. When everyone heard this, they couldn't help but regret. It turned out that he was a greenhorn, frightened by a single sentence. If they had known this would happen, they would have made a move. What if I don't hand it over? Rat jumped out from beside Brother How and said sinisterly, if you don't hand it over, I'll let my precious rat eat you. Beside the rat, a cold wind blew past. An enormous rat appeared, a full 10 zhang in size. It looked like a rat, but it had shifty eyes, releasing cold radiance. A little heavenly immortal, soft skin and tender flesh. Crunch, 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 crunch. Really chewy. What a big rat. Rat's beard trembled. Ignorant country bumpkin. This is a man-eater rat, my natal battle pet. What are you talking about? Rush up and eat him. Brother How couldn't wait any longer. He wanted to get the feather first. Little Black, go up and eat him. Human, be obedient and let me eat you. This giant rat was filled with demonic aura, stirring up a hurricane. The sound of grinding echoed outside the valley. It turned into a black shadow, devouring the sky and earth, and bit down. Poor kid, you're dead. Man-eater rats specialize in eating humans. Once eaten, they will turn into white bones. Although they're only at the mystic immortal realm, eating a little heaven immortal is as easy as moving their lips. This rat was so fast. Lin Fei calmly took Hairball out. Hairball, there's food. This guy had been eating well recently. When he had nothing to do, he would snore and sleep. Hairball was in a bad mood after being taken out and disturbed from her sleep. When she saw a giant rat pouncing over, she revealed a look of disdain. How dare you look down on me? I'll eat you. The man-eater rat was a demonic beast, but it was being looked down upon by a little guy. Demonic aura rushed over, and the fishy smell assailed one's nostrils, making one want to vomit. Roar! Hairball roared, and the giant rat trembled. Its huge body trembled again, and the complacent look in its eyes was instantly replaced by fear. With a gust of demonic wind, it turned around and wanted to leave. Hairball's shadow flashed, and a black hole appeared. It ate the escaping giant rat in one bite, and returned to Lin Fei's shoulder. The man-eater rat was eaten by the little guy's thing. Is this a divine beast? Rat spat out a mouthful of blood, and his face was pale. My battle pet. You ate my battle pet, I'll kill you. After losing his battle pet, Rat's strength dropped by 30%, and his vitality was greatly damaged. A demonic beast, Eating him is giving you face. The black-robed man's body suddenly shook, and a wave of murderous aura rushed over. A black shadow flashed, and a palm slapped the top of Rat's head, turning him into a meat patty. He can't be more dead. Slapping a mystic immortal to death with one palm. My God! So fast! This guy is really not simple. The surrounding people's eyes flashed. At such a close distance, they couldn't see clearly what happened, but the opponent was turned into a meat patty. Chapter 786. Silence reigned outside the valley. All the geniuses in the northern region were geniuses. They were all geniuses. An arrogant little heaven immortal not only slapped someone to death, but also threatened to kill them in public. This was unprecedented. Arrogant, and reckless. Even in this realm, they did not dare to be so arrogant and lawless. A little heaven immortal wanted to kill them. Did he really think he was a top master? He must be dreaming. You killed Hausi, I want your life. Kill him, all of you. Brother Hao was embarrassed. The fat sheep had not been slaughtered yet, and one of his immortals was killed. How could he let it go? He had to kill the other party. Kill you and avenge Hausi. The 6 muscular men activated their immortal weapons, and the saber lights and sword shadows gathered together. Even though they had yet to comprehend the intent realm, their profound immortal strength was enough to suppress the enemy. You're courting death. Lin Fei strode forward and crossed a few hundred meters in an instant. He appeared in front of a strong man and punched him in the face. The power of 5 dragons burst out, and the strong man's head exploded, followed by his body. The first one, Lin Fei, was like a fierce tiger. The wind from his fists shook them until they vomited blood. He punched out with the power of 5 dragons, and the wind from his fists contained the power of 1 dragon. It hurt people invisibly. Bang, 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 bang. Lin Fei was like a human dragon. He punched 1 person at a time. In less than a few breaths, he killed the 6 strong men, leaving corpses on the ground. Your men are not good enough. They can't even warm up enough. After killing the 6 Xian immortal strong men, Lin Fei did not care and looked at the leader. You killed them. The boss, Brother Hao, instantly felt as if he was being stared at by a dangerous, ferocious beast, and his entire body trembled. He was only at the perfection stage of the Xian immortal realm, so he was completely unable to kill his subordinates so easily. His heart skipped a beat. I don't want it anymore. He had been merciless, killing all of his subordinates. Brother Hao felt a shadow cast over his heart, and he lost all thoughts of attacking. He turned around and wanted to leave. I've killed all your subordinates. You can go down and accompany them. Another figure dashed out, and Lin Fei appeared in front of Brother Hao. With a palm strike, the top of Brother Hao's head shattered, and his flesh and blood flew everywhere. With his god-fiend body, Lin Fei's jumping ability and leaping ability reached the peak at close range. At short distances, it was difficult for him to escape Lin Fei's pursuit. Lin Fei put away the storage ring and was pleasantly surprised to find that Brother Hao also had more than 27 tail feathers. Killing people is still the best. As soon as Lin Fei attacked, he killed 8 profound immortal experts with a thunderous momentum. Those who were originally prepared to attack were all afraid, especially those at the profound immortal realm, who gave up on attacking. A cultivator at the perfection stage of the mysterious immortal realm was slapped to death with a single palm. So wouldn't they be giving their lives away if they went up? Although the feather was good, it was not worth it if he lost his life. Clap, 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 a young man walked out, with a blazing sun above his head. Thousands of miles of dry land were covered with white bones, and a blazing aura flowed around him. The flowers and grass under his feet withered and shattered. You killed a perfected profound immortal with the strength of a heaven immortal. You are very powerful. The person applauded. However, this is nothing in my eyes. I can kill you with 1 finger. Hand over the storage ring, and I'll spare your life. You want to die too? I'll fulfill your wish." A fierce light flashed in Lin Fei's eyes. He took large strides, turned around, and charged towards the young man. The distance of several hundred meters was covered in a breath. "This kid is too cruel. He dares to attack young Master Lai Hua, a golden immortal. He's dead." Swoosh! Swoosh! Young Master Lai Hua moved his mind, and the sky full of fire intent shot out. Circles of blazing suns burned the void, and they shot onto Lin Fei's body. Blood flowed, and his body was covered with wounds. "Fool! I've comprehended the concept of fire. I can kill you in seconds. You talk too much nonsense." Lin Fei punched down, and the sky full of intent suddenly broke. The punch smashed young Master Lai Hua to the ground, and blood gushed out. Dead. An early-stage golden immortal expert was killed just like that. The power of 5 dragons burst out. Lin Fei fully deserved to be the god of close combat. How could a golden immortal not die? "Everyone, let's attack together. He's just born with divine strength. All of us have cultivated the concept. Killing him is as easy as flipping our palms." A golden immortal flew out, and with a palm strike, a long river filled the sky, vast and boundless. Sea beasts appeared, and the aura of the sea filled the air. His body was like a vast ocean. "You die too." Lin Fei jumped, and his powerful jumping ability soared into the sky. The invincible sword will condensed and turned into 2 sword rays, blasting the vast ocean apart. As he approached, the invincible sword will burst out. 7% of the invincible sword will caught the golden immortal off guard. The invincible sword will smash the invincible sword will into pieces. "If any of you want to die, come at me." Lin Fei took the opportunity to keep the storage ring. Unfortunately, the corpse was smashed into pieces. "Everyone, let's attack together. This guy must have some mysterious technique on him, and a large number of feathers and treasures." These people did not expect a little celestial immortal to be so strong that he could kill a golden immortal. Their intent was like fragments, useless in front of him. Even so, their greed could not be ignored. Attack! 40 to 50 experts attacked at the same time. The sky full of intent attacks interweaved together, forming an inescapable net that changed the color of the sky and earth. Collect, 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 the sky full of intent attacks rained down. Lin Fei laughed and began to absorb. He kept vomiting blood. The black hole in the god fiend's body kept devouring the intent, and his god fiend body was steadily improving. With so many people attacking, Lin Fei, who had a second transformation god fiend body, was still vomiting blood. His god fiend body was about to shatter, and the benefits were innumerable. "Ha ha ha, you bunch of trash. You can't kill me even with so many people. What bullsh asterisk T genius. You're just a bunch of trash." Those who attacked were all true geniuses. All of them had comprehended intent and were tyrannical and terrifying. At this time, the 3 corpses were furious. How could they tolerate such a little celestial immortal's arrogance? "Kill him. You're too detestable. I'm going to destroy your body and soul." 40 to 50 experts attacked again. The sky was dark, and they swore to kill the other party. Insulting an expert was a crime worthy of death. At this time, the only thought in their minds was to kill the other party. "Immortal power, repair me." At this time, Lin Fei's huge amount of immortal power was put to use. He kept dodging, secretly absorbing intent, and improving the quality of his god-fiend body. Only Lin Fei would do such a dangerous thing. With a huge amount of immortal power, Lin Fei could recover no matter how injured his body was. After the heaven and earth furnace evolved, he had grasped the ability to attack with his body. He was born with divine strength and did not need immortal power. He did not know how much time had passed, but it was about the time it took for an incense stick to burn. They kept attacking, augmented by intent. Killing immortals below the golden immortal level was as easy as eating or drinking. He still isn't dead? These golden immortals were usually in the early stage or mid-stage, but they were still golden immortal powerhouses. Even so, they could not kill a little celestial immortal. There was no justice in this world. After fighting for so long, it's my turn now. Lin Fei leaped out like a ferocious tiger, appearing in front of a group of golden immortals. With a punch, he punched through the golden immortal's chest, pulled out his essence spirit, and crushed it. With another palm strike, the golden immortal's body exploded, killing an early-stage golden immortal. Lin Fei then pounced on another golden immortal, using the same method to kill him. After a dozen or so corpses fell, their faces were filled with shock. They realized that this person was born with divine strength and invincible existence. He was not someone they could deal with. Disperse, he's a body-tempering powerhouse. Whoosh, 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 they flew out. Lin Fei's eyes were full of disapproval. Leave? You still have to die. Fiend God's hand, sweep away everything. The two Fiend God's hands rippled with Fiend God's aura, and a towering mountain slammed down on them. The Fiend Gods under the palms roared incessantly, affecting their minds. Thief! How dare you kill the innocent? In the air, a huge bull-shaped, demonic beast appeared. Its huge figure was filled with demonic chi as it ruthlessly smashed into the 10,000 zhang giant hand. In the end, this collision hit nothing but air, and a mountain below it was smashed into pieces. It had lost its advantage. Bang, 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 the giant bull charged out. Lin Fei shrunk the Fiend God's hand and turned it into a stream of light, piercing through them one by one and grabbing their nascent souls, which fell into the Fiend God's hand. The remaining golden immortals all escaped, their nascent souls falling into Lin Fei's hands. As for their physical bodies, they had long been destroyed. Whoosh, 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 powerful figures appeared in the sky above the crowd. The top 10 experts are all here. This kid is too cruel. He killed so many golden immortals in one move. He must die. The cultivation of this technique is too terrifying. Those who had not attacked felt as if they had fallen into a world of ice and snow. This little sky immortal was too monstrous. He killed all of them in an instant. How could they still have any glory left in their faces? Brat, so it's you. Qiu Shan and the others heard the huge commotion outside and immediately brought people out. They saw a terrifying scene. 30 to 40 golden immortals had their bodies destroyed and their nascent souls in the hands of Yi Futian. Ha ha ha, surprised. Lin Fei laughed. I've killed the urchin beast of the myriad immortal sect, who chased after me. The top 10 experts were all shocked. You killed Brother Urchin. Qiu Shan's face darkened. He had not expected that this little sky immortal would not only kill Lei Tinjue, but also the urchin beast. He was also causing trouble and displaying his powerful strength, especially with the body-tempering cultivation technique. Even Qiu Shan himself was shocked and felt great pressure. Those who hunt me down always have to die. Lin Fei chuckled. You, Qiu Shan, attacked me from behind. And you, Nishang Fairy, you little bitch. I'll kill you later. You little brat, you kill people for no reason. How arrogant. Go to hell. A black light flashed, and a figure suddenly appeared next to Lin Fei. He blew out a mouthful of black fog, and a chilly wind blew. Vengeful spirits screamed, and the void collapsed. It enveloped Lin Fei in an instant. Countless vengeful spirits surrounded him. Ha ha ha! You've been hit by my colding energy. Before the voice could finish speaking, the voice came to a screeching halt. A Fiend God's hand had pierced through his heart, grabbing onto his primordial spirit. Humph! How dare you sneak attack me? If I don't kill you, who else should I kill? Chapter 787. Outside the valley, a large white cloud floated past. Cold. A bone-piercing chill that they hadn't felt in a long time rose in everyone's hearts, piercing their skulls. They sucked in cold breaths, their pores standing on end as they tried to suppress the terror. From the moment they became geniuses, fear had left them, replaced by pride, dignity, and glory. At this moment, they had almost forgotten their fear. He had killed the sixth-ranked myriad living being with one move. Once the terror appeared, it was unstoppable and filled their bodies. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Those who were timid fled in fear, not daring to stay any longer. From then on, they would be left with nightmares, unable to improve their strength for the rest of their lives, forever stuck at this realm. Let's go. Instant kill. I'm far from his match. The sixth-ranked myriad living being cultivates cold energy, fusing with thousands of vengeful spirits. Once entangled, it bodes ill. In the end, he was killed in one move. If we don't leave now, when will we? Let's leave this savage for them to deal with. One by one, the golden immortals chose to give up. Although the treasures were good, without their lives it was all for nothing. In an instant, most of the onlookers had left, afraid of losing their lives here. They all remembered this perverted savage who could kill people above his level as easily as eating and drinking. There was now a vacuum in the area. Most of the golden immortals had left, but there were still some powerful auras left. They knew that once they left, they would not be able to take another step forward in their strength. They had to kill this person and erase the nightmares in their hearts. There would be no obstacles in the future. You actually killed the imp myriad living being. An ox demon's eyes widened. He took a step forward, causing the rocks beneath his feet to explode. He stared at the unknown kid, his eyes flashing. No one knew what he was thinking. Hee, I hate people who sneak attack from behind the most. Why make a fuss about killing someone? Lin Fei laughed and crushed his essence spirit, activating the heaven and earth furnace. A vortex appeared in his palm, sucking the midget imp into a piece of human skin. With a flick of his hand, the sword chi was shattered. In front of them, he had sucked the sixth-ranked midget imp into human skin. The top 10 experts were similar in strength, and they all thought of themselves as savage. But compared to this little heaven immortal, there was an obvious gap. For a moment, they were silent, and no one knew what they were thinking. A trace of fear welled up in their hearts and was quickly extinguished. Myriad Living Things was a midget demon that was sinister and vicious. It was extremely difficult to deal with. It had a colding energy that specifically cleansed the flesh and forcibly took over the body. They were extremely afraid of Myriad Living Being, and yet the person they feared had been killed in a flash by a minor celestial immortal, killed in body and soul. A powerful enemy, a truly powerful enemy. Nishang Fairy, something bad has happened. Qiu Shan sent a voice transmission with his divine senses. This brat's strength has increased by leaps and bounds. He killed that little brat Wan Wuxing in a second. He's obviously trying to make trouble for us. Qiu Shan didn't take this man seriously at all. He could kill any one of the top 10 cultivators with a single finger. Qiu Shan felt immense pressure when he saw Yi Futian again. Yi Futian had killed the 6th most powerful cultivator in the 10 greats with a single move. Useless thing, Nishang Fairy thought. She then said, Brother Qiu, don't worry. This brat's strength has increased greatly, but his cultivation level is lower than ours. He's just relying on his strong body and innate strength. Among us, in terms of defense, Brother Niu of the Demon Clan is the best. I'll let him attack and find out what's going on. Nishang Fairy, you're the most intelligent. I can't compare to you. Qiu Shan flattered and thought to himself, this little bitch is still the best. Niu Taisher is a member of the Demon Clan. It'll be easy for him to kill this brat. I don't have to do it myself. Myriad Living Things was cunning and vicious. It wasn't impossible for Qiu Shan to kill him, but it would take some time. He wouldn't be able to do it as cleanly as Myriad Living Things. You devil, you killed Brother Wan. You obviously don't take us, the top 10 cultivators, seriously. I'm here to learn from you. Niu Taisher strode forward. Behind him was an ox demon with endless demon chi. His violent aura blew the rocks to pieces. I didn't expect to have a chance to eat with Nishang Fairy and admire the moon. Who knows? I might be able to taste her beauty. Nyo Tiesher's mind was full of wild thoughts. Killing a little heaven immortal is a piece of cake. Although Nyo Taisher was only ranked 5th, he had the body of a demon beast the humans didn't have. It wouldn't be a problem for him to reach the 3rd place. This person should be a demon. His whole body is emitting demon chi. It said that their defense is many times stronger than that of humans. Lin Fei's heart skipped a beat. Demons and ferocious beasts should have the same body type. They can also become divine elixirs, right? Ha ha ha, the top 10 cultivators are trash in my eyes. Lin Fei's eyes were full of ferocity. He glanced at Nyo Taisher and said, "You old ox, since you want to die, I'll send you to hell." Everyone who was glanced at by Lin Fei's ferocious gaze was shocked. It was as if they were facing an unparalleled, ferocious beast. "Brother Nyo, kill him. Kill him. He doesn't know how high the sky is. Break his neck. Young and old must have his skull to drink wine with." Nyo Taisher licked his lips. "Brat, I'm going to break your neck." Dong, 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 Nyo Tiesher's waist flickered, and a 300-meter-long bull demon appeared. The earth cracked, and the ravines formed rivers. Demonic chi surged, and the sky darkened. The clear sky was instantly covered with dark clouds. At this moment, Nyo Taisher returned to his true form. Bang! The giant ox demon pushed out with his demon chi. A giant running beast charged over, wanting to crush everything into pieces. "Puny humans, turn into pieces for me." The 5th-ranked ox's charge was earth-shattering. Sand and stones flew everywhere. The golden immortals who hadn't left were all sent flying. They vomited blood, and terrifying demon chi remained on their bodies, tearing at their wounds. With a single move, the 5th-ranked ox's strength was fully displayed. Even the top 10 cultivators were secretly weighing the gap between them. In the end, they shook their heads. With the old ox's true form, his defense had no blind spots. They were helpless and might even be killed. The demon race's talent was indeed unparalleled. Pooh, pooh, pooh. Sword energy slashed out. The oncoming demon, Chi, instantly tore open a hole. Idiot! In the face of the ox demon's true form's attack, the little heaven immortal actually called them idiots? Idiots? Who was the idiot here? "Oh no, Brother Nyo, don't get close." Chiu Shan, who had been watching, suddenly heard this. His expression changed, and he quickly shouted, "Hee, it's too late." Lin Fei snickered. He took out the heaven and earth furnace. A huge, heavy volcano came down from the sky. The volcano erupted and burned the demon chi. "Break for me." Nyo Taisher grinned. His huge body slammed forward. He was born with godly strength. He wanted to smash the volcano into pieces so that the ox demon would know how powerful he was. Bang, bang, bang. Every strike was his strongest attack. Even a golden immortal would die in the underworld. Unexpectedly, the volcano didn't move at all. On the contrary, he was the one who smashed into it. "Back!